Hello.
Daniel Ira.
How are you? Were you prepared
No, never.
to
I
start?
was far from my microphone.
I know that.
How are you,
I am
Danielita?
I am good. How are you?
Very good. Early,
Early morning.
yeah, early
Well,
stream.
not
Oh,
early morning,
no.
to
I
be
mean,
honest.
early is always a highly relative term. Depends on, you know, the person you're talking to. Depends
Mhm.
on the place on Earth they are right now.
Mhm.
So, you can never say late or early. I
Or you
mean,
can always
yeah,
say late and early
yeah, it's just words. Words with no meaning.
or
Um,
with every meaning.
or they hold every single meaning.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're a little bit earlier than usual. Let's say earlier. See?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Same thing as painting. We don't say dark, we say darker. We don't say light, we say lighter. We don't say red, redder.
Mhm.
Um, but we're gonna paint a bit earlier than usual
Mhm.
because this afternoon we have, well, a little bit of paint and I can draw with it. Because late in the afternoon, we are going to have a meeting with the person that's going to oversee the production of the book. Potentially.
Mhm.
Potentially. So let's not overly commit.
Yes.
But we're going to have that meeting, discuss a quote that they sent us that I haven't
Yes.
looked at. Um, no, I mean it's a preliminary quote. I
Mhm.
feel like things can change. So
Yeah.
so we have to have that meeting to begin to set up what the second part of the year is going to look like for us.
Yes.
So yeah, so we have to have that meeting, and that meeting would have been around the time that we finish if we start in the afternoon,
Yeah.
but we don't want to rush the
Exactly.
afternoon session
Yeah.
just to be ready for that meeting. It's
Mhm.
a little bit easier if we just do this a little bit earlier today.
Yes.
So,
So, here
um
we are. Early.
yeah. I thought we would do something that I don't really know how to do, but we could learn together, I guess,
Mhm.
which is painting hair. I
Mhm.
feel like I don't know how to paint hair. Like in the same way that I don't know how to paint probably thousands or millions of things that come into my brain right now. Like, I don't know, a giant bat.
Mm.
I don't know how to paint a giant bat.
Mhm.
Um,
So
so
you're saying a giant bat is as unknown to you
yes, as
as
hair.
hair.
I mean, and it makes sense.
I mean, your head even peaked a little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
festival.
a little bit. So you can see, we can see your hair. Because you do have hair.
I mean, at least I have at least one. I know. For the people that don't know, this is like a joke, inside joke.
Hmm.
Um, I always do
Which is
this.
actually a fact.
Yeah, I always do this. This little hair here.
Yeah, because I discovered you have an antenna.
Yeah. I'm always transmitting
It's like SpongeBob
to the
in the
painting gods.
in the episode he's trying to get the license.
Uh-huh.
You know which one I'm talking
No.
about?
I
No.
mean, I know,
And
but
Patrick is from afar giving all the answers. So
oh,
he
there
has
we
an
go.
antenna and he has like a cowboy hat to hide it.
Oh, nice,
So,
nice. He went Ratatouille.
but then he feels bad
Okay.
because Mrs. Puff starts saying that, wow, you're amazing. It's like you had an antenna and someone from afar was telling you the answers. And he's
No,
like
he can't live with
panicking.
that.
And then they crash. So,
Is he genuinely honest all the time?
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes,
Okay. That's a good thing.
his
Good trait.
personality.
Yeah. So whenever I cut my hair, because I cut my hair myself, um, there's always, for some reason, I run the machine through my whole head, and it doesn't matter how many times I do it. There's always like this little hair that stands up.
And it grows faster and it grows tall,
Yeah.
which is also super cool. I think
It's
it's
just-
super cool because,
It's
yeah,
super
he's always
strong.
like standing up. there.
Super strong.
Like there can be a wind, like a terrible wind,
Yeah.
and the hair is just going. Now you're making it look like another episode of SpongeBob,
What?
where
Oh, the
where
muscle,
he
the,
uses the inflatable muscles.
Yeah.
So
Or I was thinking of that logo from the keys. There's a key. I forget what that logo is. But it's like a muscle guy. It's a guy doing that. I
Is it
forget what those keys are.
a
Or
brand
locks.
here, or
I don't know if it's
like international.
I think
I
it's
wanna
in
know
like
if
an
I-
international brand.
Mm.
It's like a lock for locks and keys. I forget what it's called.
Is it this one?
To do with multi-lock.
Multi-lock.
Yeah, multi-lock. So
So
my hair is multi-lock. Multi-locks of hair.
no, because it's just one.
Multi-lock of hair.
Exactly. No, you have hair and you have a multi-lock strand of hair.
Multi-lock
Yeah, you just want to keep saying it.
of hair. So Goldilocks.
Goldilocks?
Yeah. Because I don't have locks of hair like you do in this painting. I'm just one hair.
But why
Goldilocks.
Goldie.
Because I was blonde-ish. Not like, what are the Americans call that, like that super light blonde hair? Ash blonde?
Platinum blonde.
Maybe.
Well, that's like the white blonde.
Yeah,
You know the color I would like to have? That's platinum blonde.
okay, but that's way too. Okay, but that's like white.
Mm-hmm.
That's like bluish white almost.
No, not bluish.
No, like what I think of like blonde, American blonde people, that it's just like it's yellow. It's light yellow hair. I don't know what that's called. So I wasn't that, but I was what would I be? I don't know. A auburn? No, not really.
No.
I don't know.
Auburn.
Yeah, I don't know.
You wouldn't be
I'm
Auburn
just-
because
Just saying colors.
Auburn has like a red.
I'm bootleg ginger.
But no. I mean, Auburn is more the color that I want.
Okay, no.
so this
I
is
wasn't that.
Auburn.
No, I wasn't.
You're not
that.
Auburn.
So I have no idea. I have
You
no
just- you were
synonyms for
just like-
blonde.
A light brown.
Maybe. So, I'm gonna paint your hair.
Hmm.
And
My not Auburn hair.
yeah, not Auburn, not
Stubborn.
Starborn. Yeah, that's pretty
hair.
good. Anyways, I'm gonna paint you down here. It's a very nice. I think it's a very cool painting. I love paintings because I think I'm a very two-dimensional painter. So my paintings usually work like this and like this. My paintings very rarely work like this. Yeah, sometimes. But I'm going to say rarely. Rarely. So this is like 95%, and these are like 5% of my paintings. And a lot of people think this is a little limiting. Up and down, left to right. I like it. I actually like it quite a bit. I know this adds more. I mean, for sure, X, Y, Z is far more complex than X, Y. But I don't know. I like things that are kind of simple and just work in two axes. So, I'm fine with that. So I want to play, with that. and clearly very bottom heavy painting. So even though there's going to be a big mass of hair here, I do feel that it wouldn't be a painting that I could paint or that I could pull off if it didn't have this tiny little moment of the portrait here, which is very nice, by the way. I was a little worried that this was a little too small for the size, because this is what, about 5% of the image, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe less, actually. So I was a little worried if this was too little to try to hold on the rest of the painting, because the rest of the painting is just abstract shapes, really. They don't, I mean, this is a cushion, but it works more as a diagonal than as a cushion. And your robe, or I don't know, what are we calling this?
Sacobija.
Okay, sacobija. Your sacobija.
So your,
How
would it be in English?
A sweater.
Slunket.
A sweater blanket.
Yeah, slunket.
A blank worder.
Blanker. No, slunket.
Okay, we're having a
Slunket.
stroke
Yeah,
here.
I like slunket.
Yeah, that's not even, that's, I mean, it was never going to be a word, but that's like
'Cause-
less of a word
Next, I like it because
than
it's
the
like
words that were not going to be words.
slunket hot dog.
Oh, Jesus
it-
Christ. No,
Makes sense.
we're free falling now.
Slunket.
So,
Yeah, so my slunket.
no, I'm not going to say that word. Well, it's not a word. I'm not going to say that non-word.
Well, actually, it is now.
So, you know, a lot of this is going to be, you know, whatever. It's just masses of color. I mean, in terms of them being masses of color, they're completely relevant to the construction of the painting, because I can't just take that for granted. So they have to be able to construct, the decisions that I put here have to be able to construct like really cool dynamics between the colors that are going to make up the rest of the painting. So they are equally as important as this face here, down here. But essentially they're going to be quite abstract. So I think that what is going to make this really interesting initially is that we are going to paint hair, and we're going to try to make it feel like hair. But in reality, a lot of this. So if we were saying that 5% is going to be that portrait, that 95 is going to be just completely abstract. You know, it's just going to be shape against shape against shape against shape, and we have to make that work. Now, because it's hair, we also have to be a little conscious about the nature of hair. So there is something super cool about hair, which is that depending on how hair flows, it always catches light. So when it peaks, let's say the light is up here. When it peaks, you know, that little area is going to catch light, and then it's going to fall into shadow again. And then when it comes back up, it's going to catch light over here again. So it's really nice when you can find these kind of like little peaks of the hair manifest themselves in, you know, whatever lighting condition that you're painting. And there's usually a trail. So you can usually follow this peak onto the next, and they'll do like a nice kind of shape. So the shape that I'm noticing here is going to go like that direction. And then it actually goes down to this direction. And then it kind of goes across. So that shape of hair is going to do that. And then it's going to go darker. So darker here. So in that little kind of shape. And then again, there's the crest of that hair that's going to catch light here. And if I follow this, can I follow this one? Yeah, a little bit. So this one can go here and then here. So it's going to be nice to follow those shapes. Right now, this doesn't look like anything. But that's what I have to think about when I'm painting that hair. I can't think about hair. Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, I know that that's what hair looks like individually, But in the same way that if we were painting, a green pasture, we can't just paint individual. Well, we can do anything, but it would be insane to try to do individual like blades of grass. And in the same way, if we look at a tree is a tree. A tree is not, the thousands of like, little leaves that we are going to have to paint in order to say foliage. You can say the idea of foliage without painting individual leaves. So we can say the idea of grass without painting individual blades. And we can speak about the idea of hair without painting strands of hair. So ideally, it's just, very, very big ideas. And then when the moment demands it, we make kind of like an allusion to the fact that this big mass is composed of, these very thin particulars, which are like the little bits of hair. So a mix of those two is super, super important. But I would say that, as always, and I'm not trying to make a rule out of this, but I would say that, as always, we could favor the bigness of hair rather than the smallness of the strands. Is that true for every single good painting of hair? Probably not. Do you know what we could do,
What?
Daniela?
Tell me.
And we could have these two paintings maybe for a little bit while we paint. So we
I'm
could
ready
put we
in
could
book.
put a Dura self-portrait, which is amazing.
Portrait. I
Yeah.
don't know how to say.
And let's see if we can get a good picture of that, because
Mm,
he's got that almost like tempera like little strokes of like curling strokes for his beard and his hair. It's amazing. It's really amazing. It's quite.
So let's see, because I don't see a very good
Are you looking already in
image.
high
Yeah, in
in
large.
HD? Yeah. So we could put
Mm,
that, and we could put one of our favorite painters, Dermot Kelly.
yes. I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, and try to look for the one of the girl that's you'll see it with the hair coming down. She has like
This
her
one.
head. No, well, that's awesome too. No, I'm
This
thinking
one.
of like no, uh, hair leaning like a head leaning back. There you go. That no, go down and to the right.
Oh,
No, no,
this.
no, no, no. One more to the right. So just press back in your navigator. Press back. There we go. That one.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay. Oh, okay, okay.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect. Perfect.
So
So we can
let's.
have those two examples,
Mhm.
those two amazing examples of hair, and just, opposite ends of the spectrum, I feel.
Yes, but
So we'll give you
I.
like some time.
Yeah, no, because I'm looking for the
Oh, the Durer?
Dürer.
Okay, so you can start looking for it, and I'll start painting. So the good thing about this is that none of the reflections that we're going to do about composition or shapes or trying to understand that very sinuous quality of hair and trying to hold on to the bigness of hair. None of those things depend on color. Like we could do this painting in umber and white, black and white, whatever monochromatic version of color you want to paint it with, and that would be totally fine. You would essentially be doing the same exercise, and you can get the same out of it for sure. By wanting to have different hues in the painting, what we are doing is maybe dealing with a little more variables, and hopefully, if we deal with them intelligently, we can have a painting that is a bit livelier and deals with situations of in particular like situations of color that can aid into how we read the painting or can exalt certain aspects of the painting. So what I'm going to concentrate on, and we're going to use the same palette that we used yesterday, which is a Zorn palette. If there's one thing I push with my painting, and I would push as a teacher and as somebody who really loves painting, is to do more, with less. And I think I've always believed that palette is just magnificent. It's perfect. It's really, it's not something we came up with. It's something that actually is far older than Zorn. So it is kind of like the DNA of Western painting, I would say. So we can make a lot with that, and we can learn so much about color and control and creating relationships. So what I'm going to try to do is concentrate my redder hues here. So for the portrait, so let's see, the portrait is going to be redder, and the whole background, which is the floor. So floor and hair, plus hair, actually. We're going to favor the yellow. So it's going to be a little more yellow dominant. And actually everything else, so let's see, let's put else, is going to be neutral. So let's see if we could pull that off. That's going to be our guideline for the portrait, for the painting, I'm sorry. So we have to control our palette and our mixes. And you can see we have this pristine.
They can't see. Kind of, because I have the
the photos
there.
Well, for the people
So
that
they can
already
see
know
a
us.
tiny bit, like the
Okay.
half of it. So yeah.
Okay, but they can imagine the rest of the palette.
Mhm.
But I was going to say it's a pristine palette, as you can tell from the 50% of it that you can see. But regardless of how we mix, because not everyone mixes the same way, I'd like to believe that for the type of painting that I paint, I have a very disciplined, albeit messy, understanding of my palette. But the important thing there is that I have an understanding of my palette. So this is like paramount. It doesn't matter if you're messy. It doesn't matter if, it makes no sense to the person watching. As long as it makes sense for you, great. Sadly, this is one of the things that I picked up from Steve rather than picking up Max's discipline in the palette. Max would have strings of paint, areas of paint, areas of color and value in his palette that were beautiful. Steve, I showed Danny the other day, Steve doesn't really have a palette. Like, he mixes here in his substrate. So the palette for him is just a place where he puts the colors, but a lot of the mixing takes place in the painting. So which one is better? It doesn't matter. Like, both of them are equally as effective. Both Max and Steve are capable of producing beautiful paintings. And if they are capable of producing beautiful paintings, and they each understand their palette, completely differently, just goes to show you that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how you understand, the space where you're going to mix color, as long as you understand that you have to translate, this control, which is like our guidelines, to this painting. Like, whenever, by the end, and you guys can be the judges of this. I mean, I'm going to be the harshest judge. By the end, I have to abide by these rules. So just to make it a little more particular, this is going to be redder, so there's going to be a lot more dominance in red, but it's also going to be cool. So I think that a lot of the painting is going to be cool, actually. So that's about it. But the important, again, I could be messy here, but if that translates to a painting that reads with clarity, then we're fine. Then we're totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's our plan. We already have like a composition. We already have a good enough drawing underneath that we can kind of follow. The kind of part is always, true for every single painting that we paint, I feel. We don't really treat our drawing like super like faithfully. We don't follow it blindly. It's not as if we do a drawing and then just our drawing brain shuts down. No, 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 no. It's not precious. It's just, again, it's just a um almost like we are carving the road that we're going to follow,
Mm-hmm.
but that road we can still, move. Maybe the direction of that road is set, but the road is super wide, so it gives us like the ability to just work within, the width of the possibilities that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have that composition, we have that drawing, and we have a plan in terms of color, and we have a palette that lets us execute this plan. So, and we've already understood like other variables that a lot of these are going to be shapes. A lot of these are going to translate into very abstract moments. So that kind of forces us to know that we're going to have a responsibility to make those shapes kind of super exciting, because nobody wants boring shapes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have everything kind of set up. So in my brain, that's actually super, super clear now when I do the painting. Does that mean that every single painting has to have all these elements? No, no. You can navigate a painting and recognize things as you go along. But this is having a plan. It's always good. It's always, always good, because chances are that even though we have, this direction kind of already carved out for us, we are idiots. We are people that get overly excited with anything. So maybe we are like, okay, I'm starting my painting. I'm super disciplined. I'm beginning my painting, squirrel. And then I go over here. And, I find myself after 4 hours just, with a machete in like dense tropical forest, thinking like, how did I get here? What is going on? Like, I had a plan, and now I am in like no man's land, completely lost. So we have to have the ability to say that can happen. I need to be disciplined enough to know that I have to be able to come back and always come back, always come back. So if we have a plan, that plan can be like our little lighthouse that we follow, that we see from a distance, and we always say, okay, I am lost over here. I don't know why. I am in a rainforest, and then I can spot a lighthouse, but sure. But that little thing is going to help us find our way. So we can always, when we stray far away from that path, look up, remind ourselves of what was the plan, and then go back. So having these little things that provide us with that little kind of North Star is always, 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 always super important. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So enough drawing and talking. I don't know if people are like, just paint already. What is with the talking, dude?
No, they're not. They're interested in the conversation.
Well, it's to be honest, that's how my brain works. So
I really like that part. I really like when you kind of scribble your mind out.
yeah, scribble my mind out. I don't know why
Just-
went like that.
Well, but it made sense in my head to say it
Okay.
like that.
Good, good, good. So I think we could start with like darker shapes. I think that's going to help us.
Roya was asking, what is a boring shape?
I think when shapes are repetitive, when shapes are just, unless this is something that you're doing on purpose, but when every single shape, for example, meets in the same way and creates like the same sort of tangents, creates the same angles, and maybe they're the same height, maybe they're the same width. So your brain just goes, oh, look at this, look at that shape. And you're kind of like excited. And then you go, oh, look at this shape. It's the same one again. And then you go, oh, I'm bored. So when you have stuff like that, it's just kind of your brain just and your eyes just recognize that same rhythm and that same pattern. and it just kind of shuts off. So if your brain can start to feel that it knows what to expect, it's not going to want to travel through a painting or travel through an image. If it already starts to believe that it's always going to be something that it already has recognized, it's going to be super, super boring. But if it has something small against something big, or something kind of curvy against something jagged, like at least it says like, wow, that's going to be a journey. Like, what the hell is going on there? And it's going to try and travel through it because it wants to get from this, to then to that, and then to the other one. So it has to be always like, if you notice that everything that you're drawing follows the same angle, you should try to break it. If you're noticing that it's hitting the same tangent, just, make one shape just come out so it doesn't follow that one thing where things are coming out of. Stuff like that. So vary angles, vary contours, vary directions, vary sizes, stuff like that. That makes, when you can arrange shapes like that, it's going to make it super, super interesting for the eye to travel through an image, which is exactly what we want. That's the basis of all composition. It's your willingness to want to travel and to go in this journey, through this image. If you don't want to do it, it's because there's something inherently wrong in that composition, because it's not telling you, hey, let's go take this trip together. If your mind is not telling you that, then there's something really wrong with that image that you're looking at. So,
Undines was saying, I llegué tarde. Are you painting Dürer?
Dürer.
Dürer.
Yeah, we were talking about brushes yesterday. Look, these are the these are expensive brushes. Look. Hello.
But you can use alicate.
Or
to
like
close it a
super
little
glue.
bit.
Or you could super glue this part.
Well, I did that, and then
Or you could put tape. You know what I used to do when I was a student,
Mhm.
and I still did it for a long time. I would take my my stapler gun,
Mhm.
my staple gun, and I would just put a staple here and here and here.
And did it
here. Oh yeah, it'll hold.
the metal
And
part?
Then, yeah. It goes. Oh, a staple gun can go through anything. A good staple gun, and then I would put tape, and you got a good brush.
Yeah.
A little heavy.
Well,
but yeah. Okay, let me get started because I'm
mine
talking too
resulted
much.
in a more comfortable brush. The one I
Oh, so that was a redesign.
I was gonna ask you,
Yes,
for how
please.
long do you want me to keep the images?
We could for about 10 more minutes, maybe
Okay.
15 more minutes.
Okay.
That's probably enough.
So
So I'm gonna go for my darkest darks first. Okay.
but you didn't answer to Undine, so
No,
no, we're
what
not
was it?
painting Dürer.
No, Dürer, Albrecht Dürer.
So Nicolas was talking about different
Approaches to
approaches to hair paintings.
Yep,
Yes. So we were using these two paintings from Dermot Kelly and
Dermot
Dürer. I can't do it.
Dürer.
But
don't know.
yeah. But no, he's painting
I'm
my
painting
hair.
Danny.
Yeah. Danny doesn't have that. It would be-
Dürer, Dermot, and Danny.
yeah. Danny.
I don't
No.
Yeah. Daniela.
Yeah, no. Daniele.
Bellissima, bellissima la donna.
Non capisco.
Mm.
Margo Delgado dice alicate, así le decimos aquí, pero ahora me sonó a fruta como aguacate. Sí,
Sí,
los
alicate.
alicates.
Le decimos
Acá.
alicates o alicate, igual.
Pues sí, dice el plural y el singular, pero pues está bien.
Pero a la misma. ¿Me pasa unos alicates o me pasa el alicate? Sí, creo que sí.
Ay, se me metió como un pelo en el ojo.
A
So-
mí no me pasa eso, por ejemplo.
No.
No.
Pues se te meten mis pelos en el ojo.
Ah, no, esos andan por todo lado en este apartamento. Yo creo que el apartamento es de los pelos.
Bueno, lo bueno es que cuando tengamos perro, le puedo echar la culpa al perro.
No, yo creo que la
Eh,
Chandita no va a tener pelo tan largo.
so let's say hi
Yes,
if it's okay with you.
please.
Only if it's okay with you.
I'm always okay with saying hi.
Margo estaba diciendo hola. Sergi Arts también decía hola. Jair Piñeros decía hola Dani, Nico y chat. Entonces, hola Margo, Sergi y Jair. Catherine Kenny and MM Borg 00.
And Borg.
So, Monique, we're saying hello.
Hello.
Lola Onigiri dice, ay, no es justo, no voy a poder verlos hoy. Carita llorando.
Uf.
Yo veré esa maravilla de pintura hoy.
No, pero sin la... Gracias, pero pues sin la amenaza. Yo veré, ¿no? Pilas.
¿Y por qué
Pilo.
no puede estar Lola?
No, pues
¿Trabajando?
trabajo.
Pues tú no sabes, de pronto no.
Trabajo porque siempre le toca estar pendiente de ese
Del grupo.
de ese equipo.
Pero no, tú no
De-
sabes si está oyendo esto duro o no.
Entonces, Lola, mute. De ese grupo de ineptos.
Ay, Nicolás. Nicolás Mijarovich was saying hey, hey. Hi, Nicola, how are you?
Nicolas should tell us a native way for him to say hi.
Okay.
So he should teach us.
Cody Winnicky was saying good morning.
Hey, Cody.
And Cody was saying, ha ha ha, is that your superpower, Nicolas? One individual super strong hair that you can hit or grab stuff with? That would be amazing. Like it grows.
And then it's like big arms.
No, yeah, and it
Well,
can
big
like,
arms for the hair. It can't be too big for, for my head to like, for my head to, or for the hair to sway.
No, but the cool thing would be if it's just a hair, like no arms, but just like a super powerful strand of hair. So no one can know that they're gonna die because a hair pinches them.
At the hands of the hair.
At the hands
Of the handless
hair.
hair.
Fernando Samaniego was saying Homer has multi-lock. Catherine Kenny was saying, in your diagram, W the arrows. Oh.
Which
I know.
one?
In your diagram with the arrows.
Okay,
I guess.
yes. So this
Are you
one,
talking
maybe?
about the physical paint layer or the way that form and shape are represented? I guess the one when it says 95% and 5%. No, up left. There.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just thinking of the planes of the planes that are going to be depicted in the image. Now, obviously, it's all three-dimensional. So I'm not abstracting nature and then kind of repurposing and reconfiguring it to a, notion, to a two-dimensional notion that I'm going to paint. So it's not quite two-dimensional, but because if I paint Danny's portrait as a volume, as a volume that, turns in space, that's already like X, Y, and Z. So we're doing like the three planes. But what I'm saying is that a lot of my paintings, if you look at them, and I don't feel it's limiting, to be honest, but that's me, that's my assessment. So I'm obviously biased there. But I feel that a lot of the paintings work here and they don't necessarily, work in depth. Like they don't really do this quite a lot. That's why I'm saying a lot. I know some paintings do that, but not a lot of them work, in terms of an image that you're going to have to travel, in terms of space. You're going to go from this, front plane to the middle plane and then to the back of the painting. Not really. I think my paintings go like this very much. They really do feel two-dimensional. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I don't think that's a bad thing.
J.R. Hauser
Okay.
was saying native way to say hello in Texas, howdy.
Oh, yeah.
I learned that in Toy Story. If I have to be honest.
Or you could say, hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Howdy.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to spend some weeks in Houston. So
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
use
we've
my
already spent.
howdy.
Yeah, I've spent
No,
time
maybe
there
they would.
too. So I am because my brother is. Well, I don't know if he considers himself like a Texan. Maybe I think in many things he does. So
He lives in Texas,
yeah, he's
so
a
yeah.
Houstonian. I wonder how do you say people from Houston?
Houstonian
I don't. That's what I'm.
sounds like a
Custodian.
material, like a chemical
Oh, yeah. The
something.
claws are made of Houstonium.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you call people from Houston?
Let's
I mean, I'm sure everyone
Google.
from Texas will say Texan, but no, but I think people from Houston are very different from people from Dallas. From people from Austin. So I wonder.
Houstonians.
I told you.
A guy. Well, it says yeah, Houstonians.
Knew it. See, I always trust my instincts.
I still feel that it sounds like a metal, like a very precious metal, or
like a
very
custodian.
dangerous.
Like Houstonians walk and they have like tons of keys and it jingles. They jingle while they walk.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not.
J. Eric Kauser was saying, "When are you coming to Houston?" Houstonian is correct.
So we are going to be there end of the year.
Yes.
We're going to be shipping books end of the year.
Yes.
Maybe we could do a meetup
Yes.
with people that are that maybe are down there.
Are Houstonians
Down in the well, they don't have to be native
Texans?
Houstonians, but maybe we could do like
Americans?
hey, we could meet. I think Liad was telling us, isn't Liad somewhere over
Yes.
there? Yeah,
Because they were saying the last time that we could do like a get together.
yeah, we could try like pick a regular bar
Yeah.
and just
The thing is that we would have to have everything.
oh, that's after
ready?
we're done. After
Exactly,
we're done.
exactly.
Like it would be nice if we were done, and then
It's like a celebratory hangout.
yeah, and we were like, hey, we're done. It's over. Let's
Let's-
go grab a beer.
Yes.
I could
I would
totally
be
do
up
that.
for that. Yeah.
Me too, because that's gonna feel super cool to feel like we've done everything that we had to do, and it's time to relax for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. So Mr. Callum Gillespie
I don't know who that is.
who's saying, "Hola, I just noticed your little phone cradle, Nico. That's smart.
Oh, this little thing.
I have to."
So this is a. What?
Because I mean, the sponge thing was my idea.
Oh
but
yeah. No,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say
No, get the credit of it.
no.
Yes.
I was gonna say this is a piece of tape that we bought for something completely different. This is a tape you use to how do you say
Isolate?
aislante, but
Like to isolate windows.
yeah, but there's another word for that. Oh Jesus, what's the word?
No, but it's not
Come on, English brain.
insulation.
Insulation. So you buy it to basically to stop gaps in your windows or in your doors, and to fill up those gaps. And we had to do that in the apartment that we were last time because we were pretty much sleeping in. Thank you, Danny.
No,
In a
don't
room
worry.
that had the windows were actually doors for a terrace, but there was no terrace. So there were like sliding doors that you could just move, and it would be like as if we had a terrace, but there was no terrace. It was just like the window. And but the sliding doors, oh my God, they had like enormous gaps. So it was freezing. There were nights that it was absolutely freezing because the cold would come in. So we had to buy a bunch of this tape, and we had some left, and then Danny suggested that we that I could use it for just to hold stuff up. So I used to have that, and I used to have one down here and another one down here just to prop stuff. And it just helps, since the table is at an angle, at a sort of 45-degree angle, we need to hold, things up. And I used to put tape on my phone, or we use Silly Putty or kneaded eraser. So it was never really a good idea. So anyways, thank you, Daniel Lira. Did
For
we
what?
get something?
You got
Package?
something very
Oh, nice.
cool.
Yeah. I got
Uh,
brushes.
No, it's not what you got.
Oh, okay. But
You
brushes
got-
should be on their way.
Mhm.
We'll open to see what it is.
I'm excited to open this one. I would
Okay,
just say
great,
that.
great, great.
And Callum was also saying, very exciting day.
Oh,
Sold
tell
my-
us.
Sold my first painting. Hopefully more in the future.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Callum.
That is awesome.
Yes.
How did the varnishing go, Callum?
Margo Delgado dice, creo que se necesita mucha capacidad de síntesis para pintar el pelo. Para mí es súper complicado.
Vamos a ver cómo me va a mí. Yo no es que tenga esa capacidad de síntesis tampoco, pero vamos a ver. Tengo la intención, o tengo como esa convicción de que quiero pintar de una forma, bueno, no sé si sintética se pueda utilizar para eso.
Que quiero sintetizar la forma en la que
Sí, pero ¿y si digo de una forma sintética se entendería?
yo creo.
Digamos, bueno, asumamos que entendemos el contexto. Pero yo no sé si sintético puede ser como alusivo a la síntesis.
Pues es que literal sintético es de la síntesis o relacionado con ella.
Ah, bueno, pero
Entonces,
entonces
sí.
no es... Es que, por ejemplo, en inglés busca synthetic y mira a ver si es... si también tiene que ver con síntesis.
It says made by chemical synthesis, especially to imitate a natural product. That's the definition of a substance, and it says logic of a proposition having truth or falsity determinable by recourse to experience.
Okay, so it's not quite. So it's funny. Same word,
Mm-hmm.
same origin, I would think. And it's very quite different.
So you okay?
Yeah, no, I was choking on something.
Do you want water? I have
No.
one.
You have here?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Look. Deliciously cold. It's open.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, it's closed
I'm
because
good. Thank you.
you're welcome. Tammy, Dridger, Dredger. I don't know how to pronounce it, but maybe they
How do you
can let
spell
us.
it?
Driedger.
Oh, Dredger, maybe?
Dredger.
Yeah, that's my
Maybe they
best.
can let us know.
That would be my best bet.
Was saying good morning from Canada. I love your
Good
work.
morning. Hope you're having a good day in Canada. I don't know where in Canada you're at. You could probably tell us.
I want to know, how was the experience of the super cold water? Whatever.
I
Or-
mean, I've had that experience before,
No,
so
I'm trying to convince you to, because I want to give you one of these, but I know that
No,
you
I
have
have-
another one
I have
and you
one.
never use it. So
no, because I don't need like tea with me all the time, and I don't need a cold drink with me all the time either. So,
yeah, because you can drink like room temperature water
yeah, totally fine.
and you really enjoy it. I don't enjoy it that much. I have to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that.
This water bottle spoiled me.
My father used to say that if you wanted to lose weight, that it was a very good idea to drink things that were very cold, because your body has to spend a lot of energy, a lot of calories, heating up that water and bringing it to like temperature, to like your body's temperature.
So I can drink super cold soda, and it's gonna make me lose
No,
weight.
I think that would cancel. I think the sugar would cancel the coldness.
So
But
I'm
it
gonna
makes
keep-
sense what he was saying. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
he was a nutritionist,
I mean,
so
yes,
I think it makes sense.
yes. So I am.
Bringing the cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep drinking my super cold water.
Yeah.
And the thing is
It
that
doesn't help your body temperature because you're always cold.
yes,
You know, you are like textbook.
from a morgue,
Yeah.
morgue.
Well, I wouldn't say cadaver-like cold.
No, but I'm super cold.
Sometimes I do feel like it's death when we get in bed, and
It's death. No, I don't
yeah,
know.
death
That
is
sounds.
coming for me, and then I was like, oh no, it's your foot. But you know, it doesn't help. You know, you're always cold. You are. I mean, you know how people say, "Oh, women are always cold," and it's like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
But you know what's the thing?
You're always cold.
The thing is that I don't. I mean, I am cold to the touch, but it's not like I'm feeling cold all the time.
But
So because you know that I really don't enjoy that much.
the cold,
Like, no,
feeling
like,
cold.
no, room temperature drinks. So I always have like super cold drinks.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I get more cold
Mm-hmm.
when I drink something super cold.
Oh, but you do.
I do, but I
Yeah, your
don't
body-
feel like that. It's not
Okay.
like I drink something super cold and then I'm knitting like a tea or a
Yeah.
blanket or.
Okay. But
I'm
it does
always needing a
lower your body
blanket,
temperature for
but-
sure.
Hmm. Yeah, but I am like super cold
Constantly, regardless.
always.
Yeah.
Yes. Even in like hot weather, like warm weather,
Yeah, and I am very much so. You're stereotypically cold for, you know, that dumb joke for women, and I am stereotypically I run hot, which is also something true for a lot of men.
And the
So-
ironic thing of it is that I'm not cold. Like you are colder. You can be colder in your personality, not with me,
what is going
but you can
on?
be colder, and I'm never cold.
Why did we talk about? Why did we bring personalities
No?
here? I don't know. I
No,
wasn't
'cause I
ready
think
for
that-
that.
You're colder in the sense that, I mean, I could be like
I don't know. Try to save this, Dan.
annoyingly loving with you all the time,
Okay.
and you're not used to being like that. Like you don't
do you want to tell me
appreciate that.
something? Should we pause this? Are you
No,
trying to
but
tell me something?
saying that someone is colder, I don't think it's bad.
No, you
and that's why
you said
I'm
I
saying-
was cold.
No,
You are cold.
no, I said you were colder. You can be colder. And then I said, not with me. So please.
So who am I cold with?
You can be cold,
But cold is not like a good thing, I feel.
but I don't think it's a bad thing.
You're cold. It's like, hey, children,
No.
have I told you I love you since you were born? No? Well, I'm going to keep it that way.
No. I mean, that's not what I was trying to say. Of course, you're like super loving, and I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no, I feel bad now.
No, and I wasn't trying to say something bad.
Well, I'm going to try to at least. Well, and the painting was going to be super cool. So now I feel like it's my nature coming through.
No,
Oh,
don't make me
Jesus
feel bad,
Christ.
because I didn't intend
No,
to.
no, I'm sorry. I'm
Ay,
sorry.
bleh. Jair Piñeros was no, Pair Gineros, because it's
Oh.
the other account,
Yeah.
was saying, I've always met women who run hot, and I'm always running cold.
Oh, so it's like
The other way around.
the other way.
But I have to say that I know that Nicolas hates this, but I love to get in bed, because in that moment I am cold,
Yeah.
and I want Nicolas because he's like a heater.
Yeah.
But sometimes he's just asleep when I get in bed,
Yeah.
and I just kind of touch him,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
I
it's
know that the day I
like
die,
he
it
jumps.
may be that. That's going to be one of the possible deaths.
Yeah, you're always like, don't touch me like that.
Oh,
Wait.
it's
Yeah.
horrendous. It is horrendous.
Lapis Exilis, so Shade, who's
Mm.
saying, hello everyone. Hey, Nicolas and Danny. Hi, Shade. How are you? Callum was saying, it was all good. I used Liquin because I knew it would work. Gonna try get a wax in the UK, but need to do some test first.
Good. Best. That's the best thing you can do.
Margo Delgado decía, hoy puedo acompañarlos pintando.
Qué bueno. Qué
Ay,
bueno.
súper, Margo. ¿Qué está pintando Margo? Quiero saber. Guillaume Loré was
Ooh la
saying,
la.
hello everyone, long time no see, but so
Yeah.
happy to be here. Yeah, Guillaume. It was a long time that you didn't hop into our conversation. What?
I don't know. Keep
Hoping
going.
our
Lives.
live streams.
Lives.
Streams. um Robin was saying hello. Hey Roro.
That's one
How
word
are
more
you?
than she said yesterday.
Well, one emoji more.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about talking a lot at the beginning, like explaining your things,
Yeah.
Guillaume was saying the talking part is so interesting. Please never stop doing it.
Okay. Good.
And Roya was saying, I'm getting the t-shirt of Scribble My Mind Out. Veliko Duric was saying, Nicolas, take your time. Haha. I think it's important to hear what you're thinking about before painting. It helps me understand and learn something from you and painting.
Awesome.
Guillaume Loret was saying, Nicolas, do you still do workshops/tutorials from other artists at your level? I'm doing the RVK workshop on
Oh.
September, so excited.
That's so cool. Is that the one Art Digger is doing? I would love to. You know, I have one that Danny knows that I want to do. It's probably like the one that I want to do most, but it doesn't have anything to do with painting. So, and one day I'm going to, you know, overcome my fear,
You should do it.
and I'll get all the materials that I need, and I'm gonna do the Simon Lee workshop, because he does like a sculpting monster workshop, and I think he's a genius. He's an absolute genius. I think he's probably one of the best people that offers a workshop, because a lot of people that do 3D work, a lot of them, they are either doing it digitally, so a lot of ZBrush going on, or a lot of I don't know, whatever they use for 3D stuff now. So it's very weird to have people constantly do workshops for traditional media. I think he's one of the only ones that does that. So yeah, I want to do it. Maybe second half of the year I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get my materials. Gonna get some oil-based clay. I need stuff for like armatures, and I'm just gonna go, you know, do it and overcome that little fear that I have. But because that's something that I've always wanted to do. And I love feeling like, I mean, I would feel like that with every single painting workshop that I would do, because I would probably pick stuff that I'm insecure about. But I love the fact that it's something that I just don't know. I mean, I know very little about sculpting, so it would be awesome to just feel like you're learning again. It's super cool. I mean, I learn every day with painting, so hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But it's just that feeling of doing something completely new, not just like another way to approach painting that can shine a light on things that I'm not, you know, comfortable with, or, you know, many of my shortcomings, which is really good for my own painting. But I would love just to do something like, whenever I see Danny, like I can't see her all the time whittling or carving, because some of those moments she's working on stuff for the visual correspondence. But whenever I see her, I want to do it. I so want to do it. And even though I know that I'm not as good as Danny in those doing those things, I want to do it my own way. Like I just want to learn on my own, and maybe
You should try it.
yeah. I've been wanting.
I mean, you have my tools.
Because
if you
I
want
told
them.
you like you remember I told you, oh, could you do like a little Hellboy for me?
Yeah, I.
No, you don't have to.
No,
Like,
no. I need to
honestly,
do it, and
yeah,
I
but we're
already
always
have.
like busy,
No,
so
no,
I don't
no.
want to like cut into your own time to say, oh, could you do this for me? And if you could do it, that's awesome. But you don't have to. What I was trying to say is like, I would love to be able to also say, oh, I'm going to spend like this week that I don't, well, I always have to paint, but this week that I have somewhat free time, I'm going to try and model this little Hellboy, cover, for example, just based on a cover or something. I would love to do that stuff because I don't know enough about sculpture to say, oh, I'm going to do my own characters and I have my own way of understanding sculpting. And I have, so much knowledge about this that I can apply it to character creation and stuff. No, I don't know enough about sculpting to do that. But I would love to just to get a start.
Mm, Jair Piñeros said the other account is here too. So we have Jair Piñeros.
And
then Pair Gineros said, guys, I'll be in Colombia in 2 days. Also, I got layoff from work, so I will have a lot of free time.
Oh,
¿Qué hay
good.
para hacer? ¿Qué hay
Oh,
para hacer
pues,
en Bogotá?
Primero votar.
Sí.
Llegó en un momento.
Pero Jair es colombiano, ¿cierto?
llegó-
Porque pues,
Sí, yo creo que si llega a Colombia otra vez es porque esta es su casa.
no, porque yo me acuerdo que Jair decía que se quería venir a vivir acá en un futuro, pero yo no sé si Jair es de acá
Yo
y
digo
quiere
que
volver.
sí.
Bueno, dice sí.
Sí, yo digo
Entonces,
que sí.
listo. Primero votar,
Bueno, no sé si pueda votar, no sé
Dijo-
no sé
pues
dónde
dijo
tiene
sí.
inscrita la cédula.
no sé.
Sí, es que eso ya no, eso no
Toca
se puede
que
hacer.
nos explique Pair Gineros. No sé por qué siempre me da risa eso. Pero estoy registrado en Austin, Texas para votar.
Sí, tocaría ver si eso se puede cambiar, pero no creo.
No,
No, o
ya
si-
ahorita no.
O si todo el mundo, independientemente de donde esté registrado, también está en Corferias, en
No,
Bogotá.
tú siempre pensaste eso, pero eso
Siempre
no
he
es así.
pensado eso.
No, mi amor, eso
O ahí
no es
está
así.
solo las personas que
Que no
se
se han registrado. Exacto. Si tú sacas la cédula, de una
O sea,
vez
por
estás allá.
defecto uno está allá.
Exacto. Si
Pero
tú
si
eres
ya
de
te
Bogotá,
registraste-
además, si tú sacas la cédula en Bogotá,
Sí,
por defecto estás registrado allá. Pero
sí.
eso no es como que yo diga, ay, yo tengo que votar en Cali, pero voy a ir a Corferias.
Sí, no, pensé que como cada
No.
ciudad tenía como un sitio, o no, creo que Corferias sirve para el nacional. O sea, en teoría creo que es el sitio donde más votantes van de toda Colombia.
Por eso, pero si tú tienes un, o sea, yo tengo mi puesto de votación, yo no puedo ir a Corferias y decir voy a votar en Corferias hoy porque quiero votar en Corferias.
Sí, no sé, sí. No voy a desinformar. Es más como ¿mi qué? Es más mi duda y mi falta de entendimiento que yo realmente sepa de eso, porque no quiero a 3 días pues estar desinformando aquí.
A ver. Mira, ¿quién puede votar en Corferias o en los puestos censo del país?
Ajá.
Únicamente los ciudadanos que expidieron su cédula entre el 1 de enero de 1988 y el 7 de enero de 2003 y que nunca se han inscrito en otro puesto de votación
Perfecto.
ni presentan ninguna novedad, es decir, aquellos que actualmente se encuentran en el censo electoral de Corferias. O
Perfecto.
sea, igual uno tiene que hacer parte del censo electoral, porque además tú tienes que saber a qué mesa llegas, qué puesto, todo. No es como...
Perfecto. Ya ahí respondida entonces la duda.
Ujú.
Muchas gracias.
Con gusto, ya te la había respondido hace unos días,
Registradora.
pero, ¿qué hay para hacer?
No, pues
En
primero llegar.
Bogotá. Pues sí, mi amor, pero ya establecimos que ya llegó.
Sí,
O sea, ¿qué le recomendarías?
comer rico, volver a comer rico, volver a comer
Uy, sí,
como
un ajiaco. Yo un ajiaco, ¿Nicolás
las...
no le gusta?
No, pues no, no es mi favorito.
Yo un ajiaco. Uy, si yo me voy de Bogotá, de Colombia, yo a mí me haría una falta el ajiaco.
Sí.
Sí. Uy, el ajiaquito, sí.
Mi hermano hizo
Delicioso.
uno con las posibilidades de papa.
Pero y quedó delicioso. Es que lo que pasa es que igual tu hermano es colombiano, entonces yo creo que esa es la diferencia, como que tu hermano lo hace y sabe a qué sabe un ajiaco.
Sabe
No es
cómo
como
tratar, la mejor manera de tratar de reemplazar la
las
papa
papas,
criolla.
exacto. Pero si uno, de pronto una persona que nunca ha probado el ajiaco la trata de hacer, pues no tiene punto de comparación para saber
Exacto,
si
sí.
sí sabe o no sabe. Pero, mm,
Sí, es que si a uno le dicen son tres papas y uno es como, "Y no sé, ¿qué quiere decir eso? ¿Y qué?"
sí, yo compraría 3 unidades de papa
Yo, papa frita y papa chip.
y papa chorreada. Em, so let's see. Uh, Shade was sending a potato emoji. Yes, papa is potato.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Paulo Vasquez was
Ujú.
saying, I wish sometimes I have someone to talk to when I'm painting. A lot of things get in my head when I paint, and I think I can focus more if I can somehow release them.
Yeah, yeah, you're totally right.
And why don't you, I mean, if you don't have someone in the precise moment you're painting, I think you could like talk them out
Oh, I
out
would
loud.
100% talk by
Yes,
myself
that
for
would be
sure.
me. Or you
Yeah,
can write them down.
yeah.
Because I think that writing them down is very interesting because sometimes you can kind of have that conversation with your future self, if that makes sense. So if
Mm,
you revisit what you're saying, you can have that conversation. Like you can get an answer. You can answer to what you were questioning, or you can interact with the things you wrote. So I think it that way. But Fausto Soler dice
ujú.
hola a ambos. Hola
Hola,
Fausto.
Fausto.
Um, Cody Winnicky was saying just ordered a Dermot Kelly book. That
Oh, dude.
painting was beautiful, and I don't recall seeing his work before. Also, yesterday I received my copy of Nicolas Uribe, world famous contemporary painter.
No
It's a
way.
cool book.
Nice. I'm not getting a
Oh,
single dime from that.
and
So,
I was going to say regarding Dermot Kelly, Cody, I think I've said when people ask me about my favorite artists, Dermot Kelly is always in my list. He is just
oh, he's amazing.
crazy talented. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
happy that you got to know their work because
Yes. He's
it is
tremendous.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a tremendous painter.
Beliko Duric was saying, my girlfriend is a little radiator. Ha ha ha.
Yeah? Oh, God, I wouldn't know what to do.
You are my little radiator.
I am,
I love it.
yeah, I'm your, not even radiator. What is it called?
Heater?
The room?
Room heater.
No, no, no. Downstairs where you just throw logs and it's like always on
I
fire.
have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Chimney?
No,
You're my chimney?
no, boiler room.
You're my boiler room?
Yeah.
No. You're
Yeah.
my boiler.
Look for boiler room and you'll see what I'm referring to. Or furnace. I'm furnace. That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna look for boiler room. It says music broadcaster. Online music broadcasting platform.
So I'm your
Based
online
in
music.
London. Based in London, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Exactly. No, your furnace. I would be your furnace.
Furnace?
Yeah. So
Furnace room?
FURNACE.
No. I know how to write furnace. It says in British English. Um,
The thing is, we don't have those things here. So
no,
no. So this is not a Colombian thing for sure.
no, not at all.
No, never.
No.
But a lot of old houses have furnaces or buildings.
Shade said incinerator, LOL. Furnace. Yeah. Tiago CG dice chimenea.
Okay, so yeah.
Cody Winnicky was saying, I donated the same amount that I paid for the book to OPL.
Oh, no
that's
way.
so kind, Cody. Thank
you so much. You didn't have to, but thank you so much. Thank you.
Um,
Now
So-
we get double royalties. No.
no, because you don't get royalties
No.
from that book.
That was a once what do you call it? One-time payment, and that was it.
Sebastián Sierra
Yeah.
was saying, how do you approach gouache versus using oils?
Oof.
And hi, Danny and Nico. Good morning.
So maybe
hi,
you could talk a
Sebastián.
little bit better. I think you've done more gouache than I do, Danny. So maybe you
But
could
the
help
thing
me
is
out
that
there.
how do you approach it different? I think that my thing is that I don't approach them very differently. And I know that that sounds weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't
I just-
really, but because I get you. I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's not like I have a way of painting with oils and I have a way of painting with gouache. I'm just like super aware of the times.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, if I know that I'm going to do a painting of one sitting, I know that I can do it in gouache. But if it's more than one sitting, it's complicated to do it in gouache because of how the color shifts when it dries.
Mm-hmm.
So I would approach it with oil in that sense. But yeah, I think.
But I think what you were saying is
About the
probably,
times?
Yeah, and just to explain that to people, what Danny means by that is that the drying times of the paint on your substrate,
Yeah,
on
like
your
the
surface,
openness
yeah,
of your
is
painting.
very, very different. That's what probably makes it vastly different.
Exactly.
Sure, handling can be different. Oil paint is far more buttery, obviously due to the openness, but also because it doesn't have gum, it has oil. But one of the hardest things for me is, I think, one of the things that Danny has like the mental ability to understand super quickly, which is that she can understand when something needs to dry and when something needs to be left alone and when you can actually touch another part of the painting. I am not good at that. I'm so fidgety with painting that even though my brain is telling me, like my rational brain is like, hey, this is not like oil paint. And one of the largest difference that you're going to find between them, it has to do with how you manipulate paint due to the drying times. And you have to make an adjustment. And I have a very, very, very hard time making that adjustment. And I think Danny does that because Danny has like a super simple, organized brain. It's like, if you give her a recipe, she'll follow the recipe and then show you that the recipe works if you follow it really well. I'm the sort of person that reads a recipe and it's like, oh, I think I understand what they're trying to do with this recipe. I'm going to freehand it. I'm going to just do it the way I think I understand it's supposed to be done. And when I do that, I overcook pasta. I undercook stuff. I pretty much give everyone salmonella. So I am just not good at it. Danny is just very, okay, I have to do this. And her brain is like, you have to do it. Like, do it. My brain is like super stubborn and it's like, oh, what would happen if I keep working? Or what would happen if I do this? And it's almost like, dude, you already know that you're not supposed to. Like, just be patient. I have a very hard time doing that. But again, Danny, I think Danny's far, far more almost like intelligent in that sense by saying, you're not supposed to? Fine. I get it. I get why you're not supposed to. I'm not going to do it. And I'm far dumber, because I know that I'm not supposed to do something and I still will do it. So,
thank you. Um,
but I think
but
I don't know. I mean, I, I know it's hard to agree with those things because you don't want to be like, yes, I am so good. But no, I think it's true. I think this is true for your personality.
no, I think I can say that I kind of respect more the things that I have to do with each material I use,
Yes.
not only for painting but also for sculpting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I always try to understand what that material is
Yeah.
and try to work around that. Because if you're trying to make it work differently, then just use another material.
Right,
Because
exactly.
that's what happens a lot of times with gouache. That people are trying, and I've been there, that I've tried to make gouache feel different. And I would also say that with gouache, I think that, for example, the way I approach it, I just use it like super chunky paint. So I
Yeah, you
use it like
use
straight
thick.
from the tube.
Yeah,
Exactly.
use thick gouache.
And sometimes, I remember when you were using gouache, you were saying that it was like not like building up in the way you would like it to build.
Yeah.
But I think it was also because you used it first super diluted.
Yeah, I
Like
tend
you
to
did
approach
like
it
a
like watercolor.
exactly. But you can do like a super charged like water charged watercolor with the gouache. But then if you're gonna build up to that, you have to wait for
Yeah.
it to dry. Because then if it doesn't dry, then you're even going to damage the pulp of the paper.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and my problem usually has to do with patience.
and also I would say that for me, it is, I mean, I would, at the beginning, I was saying that I don't approach gouache and oil very different. And I think that that has to do with the sense that I paint in a different way. I mean, I don't paint like from big to small, but I paint from detail to detail. So I usually don't go back to a place that I've already painted. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total
I mean,
sense.
you know how I paint, so maybe it makes sense for you.
No, but I think what you're describing, it describes perfectly how you paint. So.
Yes. So I think that I don't struggle that much with gouache because once it dries, and I'm good with it. It's not like I have to revisit that and paint on top. And then the color shifting of the gouache or the trouble layering of the gouache becomes a problem to me. Not really. So that's why I was saying that in terms of approach, I don't know if I'm the best person to say how to approach one or the other because of my way of painting. So, Guillaume was saying, will you do a gouache demo someday, Danny? I don't know if you could see something because I mean, I work in super small formats and I'm always like on top of it. But I was saying that, I mean, I don't think I would be doing a session like this. Also, because we've talked about my working times and how they are super different from the working time that Nicolas has, for example. And Nicolas' working time fits perfectly to this thing that we do. But mine, I don't know if it would fit. So maybe what I can do, I think I've said it before, but it's kind of like a time lapse.
Yeah.
With the GoPro, and I
Yeah.
can upload it. Cause I mean I did one for the last carving I did for the visual correspondence, but I haven't edited, so I have to get to it. And yeah, but I could try. I mean, I have to say I'm a little bit more shy with working. Like I feel like I may feel the pressure
Mm.
of people being there. And I think that that has to do with the fact that, I mean, Nicolas was a teacher for 12 years and he did demos for a long time. And I think that you've talked about this, but the first times you did the demos,
Sucked.
you were like
Horrible.
so scared because it's different to
Horrified.
be painting by yourself, or maybe if I'm painting and Nicolas is around, it's different than knowing that people are trying to see every decision you take. So it would be complicated. I think that maybe I would fail miserably in the first time, and the second and the third time, and maybe the fourth time I try it. But
Fifth time's the charm.
yeah, maybe fifth time is not as bad. So, but for now, I don't think we have plans of doing that. But I mean, who knows? We always surprise
Who knows?
here with our painted lives. You can always get surprised by our painted lives. So, Margo Delgado dice, estoy con un paisaje costero / urbano,
Mm.
La Isleta se llama.
Qué bonito.
Y Margo dice, a ver, es que, te mandé por Instagram. A ver, miremos. Espero que sea a mí.
Yo creo.
Ay, qué lindo, Margo. Mira. A ver,
Wow.
muy lindo.
Sí. ¿Cómo se llama esa,
La Isleta.
ese montecito? No,
La
es que no sé cómo
isleta, yo
decirle,
creo.
sí. ¿Eso es a lo que te refieres que se le conoce como isleta?
La Isleta.
Gracias, Dani, nativa.
No, pero pues es que Margo dijo, estoy con un paisaje costero urbano, La Isleta, con mayúscula, se llama. Entonces, pues yo creo que esa es la isleta.
Pero de pronto, no sé si la isleta es desde donde está o si es ese pedacito de tierra que se ve como al fondo. Sí, no
Mm,
hablemos como si fuéramos nosotros
la
canarios y ahí
isleta,
como
Nicolás,
sí,
la
ay, por
isleta, la
Dios.
isleta.
Obvio.
Pairgineros
Ajá,
dice, uf, extraño la papa chorreada.
qué
Eso es
bueno.
algo que puede hacer Pair cuando venga.
Salir a un almuercito.
Uy, sí. La papa chorreada es increíble. Ah, oh, Rex Long Beach. So Alan is here.
¡Uh, la la!
Alan. Alan, I just saw while I was checking Margot's picture that you wrote back to me, so I'm gonna get back to that as soon as we finish. But I kind of saw a part of the message that says that you've got the painting. So we're super happy about that.
And hopefully good shape and everything, because I think it did stay. They probably opened it up and looked around, and hopefully they didn't mess too much with the painting.
And
France has a very tough customs,
yeah.
department. I think
Yeah, we've got to
we've
learn
had
that.
some experiences with France that have taught us that it's they are tougher. I even remember that with some books that even had rewards last time in France. I mean, this was at the time when they were striking, so maybe that had to do with a lot of what was going on that was unfortunate. But they took the paintings out. They took the rewards out. Yeah, they were like super, super sneaky and super not cool about those things.
But Alan is saying, yes, I got it. Perfect condition.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
amazing. And I will read the comment, the DM, as soon as we finish.
Thank you, Alan.
And-
I was so happy that you liked that painting and that you were able to purchase it. It's a really nice painting. I
Yes.
think it's one of those that entered into my top whatever paintings that I've done throughout the years. It was very nice. It was a nice, fair sentiment. It was
Yes.
very, very pure sentiment. So I'm very happy it had resonance with you and that it can mean something also for you.
It
So,
could have been Fertiment.
Fertiment.
Yeah. And Alan was saying, happy to join in. I'm locked inside because it's 40 degrees Celsius
Oh my
outside.
God, no.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ, your town is like
No.
hell. That is way too hot.
But Alan, do you have like how do you call,
Air conditioning?
yeah, or
Well, no, I think for 40,
ventilators?
yeah. No, like
Or air,
like
yeah.
a fan, like a room fan or like
Because I would like pass out if
Oh,
I
me?
walk
I'm dead.
one block
I
with
am
that
dead. I mean, I
temperature.
would lose a lot of weight, so that would be okay, but it would just be water, so I know I would die.
Alan was saying yes, big heat wave.
Jesus Christ.
And Alan was also saying France is always on strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and Alan was saying just portable fans. Yes.
Oof.
I would have one, like, I would invent a mechanism to
Mhm.
carry the fan.
You know, there are those hats that have like
No,
those
but they're
weird-
like tiny fans.
Oh my God.
I
you
would
wanna
need like
carry-
yeah,
Well,
like a
you are
computer
nunchuck.
chair.
You're a nunchuck. You carry a swing with you. So I
I
don't
would use
think
it. I would use my hair, my multitask swing hair
you
as
know,
a ventilator.
I
Or
do-
I would swing myself to get
isn't
fresh.
there like a I'm trying to remember when you said that. I was like, is there a James Jean illustration or an Isao Andrews illustration with the hair?
What?
Or like a Yuko Shimizu? I think it's a Yuko Shimizu illustration. Because she does tons of illustrations with hair. So
With hair?
yeah.
But what does the hair?
I think she like jump rope with her hair, maybe one of her characters or something. She's amazing. She's fantastic, by the way. But when you were describing it, I was like, oh, we have an illustrator for this book, for this comic book. Yeah, if Yuko wants to illustrate this.
No, but I don't see it.
I'm trying to think. The thing is, I don't remember if what I have in my mind is her, or if it's an Isao Andrews combined with a James Jean, or oh, let me think. Let me see. Well, we're probably looking at the same images, but
Mm,
she's amazing. Now I'm gonna get lost just looking at her images. That's not cool. Which one? I know there's one with like super tangled hair. I know it. I mean, this one's incredible. I'm gonna share it to you on your phone, maybe.
no, but in my phone
So I'm
I
gonna share it
wouldn't-
to
to your
my
mail.
email.
So I downloaded, yeah.
Oh, and it works. It works. I mean, we're talking about hair. I haven't painted. I got more into painting the portrait, which I love, by the way. I think that's done.
Yes.
I think I
Very,
did that.
very me.
Yeah. But I'll get to the rest because if this was not cool, like the 95% of the painting that was going to be hair and abstract shapes.
But sorry, look what you sent.
What did I send?
The Google
Jesus
search.
Christ. Okay, let me see. Download image. So I'm gonna send the image. I thought I was sending like the
No,
the
you
link.
sent it. Yeah, but this was what.
Danny, I'm
the
slow.
link opened.
Danny, I'm slow.
Wow, you were
Share.
saying that when I was seeing this.
That's so cool. That one's very much Winsor McKay, I feel.
I have something in my eye, Nicolas.
Hair, maybe?
Me-
The
well-
powerful hair that you can use as a swing. Okay, so I send it to you. So you could probably share it with somebody, but not with somebody, with everyone here. Yeah, with somebody.
So I'm gonna choose one of you guys.
Maybe at random, and
And
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get a
send a
DM from
DM.
Danny.
Um. So let's see.
Did you see the image?
No,
It's
I-
amazing.
I'm downloading it.
It has like a Henry Darger vibe to it, but 100% Yuko. So she's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
She is incredible. She's one of the best illustrators alive, I feel. I mean, and I don't think that that's like hyperbolic.
But here it is. I don't know why your computer isn't
What?
like
What are you
in-
gonna say?
No, because I really
What are you gonna
appreciate when
say?
it's
Do you wanna bring your
organized
Mac?
by date. And you don't do that.
Because sometimes
By
I-
name, you do it.
yeah, no,
So
or by file type or by
So,
size.
here's the image.
I change every day. I actually change it quite a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Roya was saying here. No, it's 27 here and I'm dying already.
Oh, it's like 18 here, and I think it's perfect.
No, it's kind of cold today.
So it's probably not even 18. It's probably like
No.
lower.
Let's see.
Probably 16, I would say. 17. I'm gonna say Bogota current temperature. I'm gonna say 17. 17.
Well, according to this,
20.
20 degrees. But I don't know. I mean, Bogota is huge.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't
not-
know
I don't think
where.
it's 20. No, it's not 20. No way.
No
Jose.
way, Jose. A ver. De pronto. So according to this,
Yeah.
the localidad in which we are right now,
Yeah.
it says 19,
Okay.
but it says that the real feel of
Mhm.
it is 17.
Dude. Like, I
Dude.
was spot on.
And
I
the
literally said 19, and then I was like, it's 17. I know my weather because my body knows the weather. It's actually, getting sunnier, but
what's wind gusts?
so vientos,
But no, because it says wind and wind gusts. What's the difference?
chiflón.
Okay. Brief increase in the speed of the wind. Usually less than 20 seconds. Oh, yeah. So, un chiflón.
Sorry, but again, I'm like 2 for 2.
Because it says that the chiflón is 20 kilometers by hour.
Yeah, that's like nothing.
Cloud
sometimes.
ceiling, 9,100 meters.
Okay, that's
I know with that. No. Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything to
Yeah.
us.
Let's see. Bentley Houston said hog rider. I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
Leslie Cavazos Garduño was saying, "Oh my God, I love her too. She has some Godzilla illustrations, right?"
Oh yeah. Hog Rider is I don't know if they said it is like a meme. I used to play that game. Is it Clash of Clans? I forget. It's one of those. So he's like the super fast character that when you click on him, you deploy him, if that's on your deck, he goes straight for the other tower. And when you click on him, he goes, Hog Rider. I can't do it. I can't even do it. So it's really cool. And he rides a pig. And it's super cool. Yeah, I loved him. He was actually part of my deck. I
So
always liked him.
him.
Yeah. And he yells, Hog Rider.
Well, he's called Hog Rider.
Yeah. So maybe it's a way that this
'cause they
person
were
wanted to
saying-
introduce themselves.
Yeah, because they were saying with a very prolonged O,
Oh,
Hog Rider. So maybe it
there
makes
we go.
sense.
So maybe that's their way of saying hello.
Margo Delgado dice, lo que se ve es parte de la isleta,
Mm-hmm.
que es como llamamos a una pequeña península, istmo, que
Sí.
forma parte de la ciudad y de la playa de las canteras.
Mm.
Te
qué
dije,
bonito.
Nicolás, te lo dije.
No, te lo dije
Te
aquí.
lo dije.
La
te lo
Canaria.
dije.
Aquí Canaria solo hay una y es Margo.
Y la que tenemos en el arbolito, la que canta y canta, creo que es un canario, ¿no?
No, acá no tenemos canarios.
Yo sí creo.
No, mi amor.
¿Qué? A ver, Canario Bogotá.
No, pues yo sé, pero yo no creo que aquí haya. Aquí donde
Ay,
vivimos,
divinos.
que haya un canario. Yo no he visto por aquí, por esta zona. Es que
Dios.
uno los vería, son muy bonitos. Normalmente son de colores.
Kevin Ravana was saying, who was one of the best illustrators according to Nicolás? I missed the name.
Oh, Yuko is, by the way, is.
So let me type their name.
I think Yuko has
Yuko.
won tons of awards, like illustration awards too, like Society of Illustrators awards. Faux show.
Tiago CG dice,
Ujú.
saludos desde Paraguay, I'm Brazilian.
Hey, Tiago.
Hey, Tiago, I thought you were going to go with your Portuguese.
Oh, boa tarde. But he's in Paraguay. I'm sure he already speaks Spanish, so.
Yeah, but maybe they appreciate the Portuguese.
Our Portuñol.
Yeah,
Our Portuñol. Portuñol. Tiago.
Julián Cabrera.
Mm.
So our Willense friend was saying, hello,
Neivano.
early stream today.
Nuestro hermano Neivano.
Ujú. Nuestro Neivano, hermano,
Ujú.
Neymano.
No, porque mano ya
Pues
es otra
mano
cosa.
es de manito de hermano.
Pero mano
Entonces,
es.
Neymano
no,
sería
mano es
hermano de Neiva.
santandereano, mano. Si tú dices mano en Colombia, no, mano.
No, pues sí.
Santandereano.
Entonces, hermano Neivano. Let's see.
¿Cuántos neivanos habrá que les gusta Nirvana?
¿Cuántos nirvanos?
¿Cuántos
No sé.
nirvanos?
Eh,
Hermanos nirvanos. Kurt Copita.
No, mi amor. Pésimo, pésimo. Luis Gabriel Lotero dice hola a todos. Hola, Luis Gabriel. Pedro Alvarado dice fuerza Petro, mis paisas. Pero mis paisas, yo no sé por qué. Porque hay varias gente que nos ha dicho paisas acá.
O no, de pronto lo están.
Mis paisanos.
De pronto le están haciendo barra allá a Petro. Aunque la verdad, el Inge está ganando Medellín. No sé el resto como de
Yo nunca diría el Inge.
Antioquia. No. Miren, les vamos.
No, pero habíamos dicho que no íbamos a hablar de política acá,
No.
Nicolás. Entonces yo te conozco y...
Bueno.
no, dale.
No. Pero pues bueno, más bien yo no puedo hablar por ti, entonces te respeto, tú sabes, 100% primero. No, yo voté por Petro.
Pues
Yo
yo
voté por Petro
también.
cuando fue alcalde de Bogotá. Yo voté por Petro. Vea, les voy a decir una cosa. En la consulta del pacto histórico, yo voté por Francia.
Yo también.
Voy a serles 100% sinceros. Yo quiero creer en un país donde una persona como Francia algún día puede llegar a ser presidente, presidenta. Yo quiero creer en ese país para mí. A mí, esa señora yo la admiro profundamente. Em, en la primera vuelta voté por Petro y creo que este país, o sea, va a estar mejor con Petro. Porque es que la verdad yo no concibo nunca, yo nunca he votado por nadie que se parezca al ingeniero
No.
y nunca podría en mi sano juicio, después de haber oído las mil cosas que le salen a ese man de la boca, nunca podría en mi sano juicio votar por alguien como él. Nunca, nunca. De nuevo, Dan y yo, súper respetuosos. Si ustedes quieren votar por quien quieran, aquí lo primero que yo digo es que
Mm.
uno respeta el derecho al voto y ya.
Es que lo que
O
decía
sea,
de lo de hablar de política es por lo que hablamos hace unos días que
sí, yo sé, es duro, es
como
duro.
que
Ese tema ahorita está muy fuerte en
sí
Colombia.
y también es muy fuerte por lo que hablábamos, como que la gente no escucha al otro, sino que es como si fueran dos bandos
Sí,
y es como si usted no hace parte de este bando, ni me hable, ni me nada. Y
sí,
yo nunca quisiera que este espacio sea eso, porque
sí,
yo sé que tanto tú como yo, lo que más nos gusta de este espacio es que viene gente de distintos países con culturas súper distintas, de pronto con creencias súper distintas y todos encontramos en este el lugar para sentirnos cómodos y estar y no sentir como que no podemos pertenecer a. Y yo
sí.
creo que es difícil cuando uno habla de política no terminar como polarizando.
Más de
O,
lo que,
exacto.
Dios mío, ya está Colombia. Es que de pronto la parte más dura, sin que nos pongamos, no, no tenemos que hablar de
No, pues igual
candidatos
ya
ni nada.
dijimos la postura que tenemos los
Ah, no,
dos,
sí,
porque
ya.
pues compartimos esa postura
Sí, sí, sí.
política, compartimos el voto.
Sí, no, 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 y es como, yo creo que en eso estamos un poco más allá de lo que es la política, pero
Sí.
iba a decir algo para que no tengamos como que discutir política, pero que lo más duro de lo que va a pasar en Colombia, que es lo que está pasando como en demasiadas partes del mundo, jue madre, que es que nos estamos tribalizando resto, pero independientemente del que gane, independientemente, la realidad va a ser que el 50% del país votante no estaba de acuerdo con esa persona que llegó a ser presidente. El 50%.
Mm.
Y yo creo que
Pues
uno tiene que entender que gobernar a un país donde
sí,
el
porque
50% ya
sí,
lo
es
detesta,
que la gobernabilidad de eso se vuelve,
absurda,
sí,
absurda. Entonces yo creo que como, o sea, en, en la decisión que hemos tomado de como ser tan vehementes con decir es esta persona y no la otra y en satanizar al otro, porque pues las dos partes hacen exactamente lo mismo, hay veces es insoportable también como, como ver la parte más oscura de todo este proceso.
de la
Mm,
política, que es
sí, sí.
como
No, 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 insoportable.
súper sucio todo.
Eh, pero la realidad es que esas personas van a seguir viviendo acá en este país. Todas esas personas que pensaron de una manera opuesta y no puede ser que uno vaya por la calle pensando que ese es mi enemigo y que ese es o sea, que esa es una persona que quería lo peor, que esa es o sea, no, la realidad es que al final uno va a salir y el que está al lado de uno en el bus es colombiano, o sea, es igual que uno, es exactamente igual a uno.
Mm.
Entonces va a ser muy jodido, o sea, lo que se nos viene de tratar como de sanar esa otra parte, cualquiera que sea esa otra parte, uy, qué berraquera, porque
Mm.
eso yo no sé cómo se hace, ni quién lo hace, ni quién es capaz de hacerlo. Lo que yo creería, y a lo que yo le tengo muchísima fe, aunque creo que va a ser súper difícil de ejecutar, es que ojalá con un buen gobierno la gente se dé cuenta que el país, que muchos aspectos del país pueden cambiar para mejorar. Y esa va a ser la única cosa que puede convencer al ser humano, que uno se dé cuenta, oiga, mire, la gente que antes no le llegaba agua en este municipio,
Sí.
le llegó agua. Oiga, mire, a este campesino que lo obligaban a sembrar coca, ahora está sembrando aguacate.
Sí, pues es que como país es necesario,
Sí, sí, yo creo
cien
que
por
ya.
ciento. O sea,
O sea, si hemos hecho un ejercicio durante décadas con una política tradicional y Colombia no es que, o sea, a Colombia le va bien. Colombia también es un país que ha logrado superar como un montonón de obstáculos y no es un país que sufre constantemente ni que tiene una economía horrorosa, pero, pero la parte social de Colombia, la
sí.
desigualdad que hay en Colombia
Mm.
es enorme, es que eso no lo tapa nadie. Y la corrupción que hay en Colombia que se encarga es de robarse los recursos que deberían ir a los pobres es absurda. O sea, en ese sentido, juepucha, uno quisiera creer que uno puede mejorar, que es que no puede ser que el país tenga que ser igual, igual, igual siempre solo para mantener como un status quo de decir, hombre, pero si ahí vamos, y normalmente el ahí vamos es porque a personas como Dani y como yo nos va bien y no nos importa qué más pase con
Mm.
tal de que a nosotros nos vaya bien.
Pero y sobre todo, o sea, personas como tú y como yo, pero yo creo que lo que hace que el país económicamente crezca es ese número pequeño de personas, pues que sí tiene muchísima plata y pues lo triste es como esa brecha
Sí, es
de la
enorme.
gente que de verdad no tiene nada, nada y que el crecimiento de un país signifique que a algunas empresas le vaya bien, sin importar como que la brecha se abra más y más y más.
Sí,
Pero,
yo creo que es casi imposible, independientemente de dónde se pare uno, en qué orilla, decir que este país no tiene una problemática social y
mm,
unas diferencias sociales, pero exorbitantes, o sea, unos precipicios entre los que tenemos y los que no tienen. Si hay personas que creen en eso, están perdidas. Y normalmente son personas que dicen, no, pues trabaje, busque trabajo, no sea flojo, no, no, es que no están dadas socialmente.
pero es que es gente que dice trabaje desde un apartamento estrato 5 en Bogotá. Es una persona que tiene todas las posibilidades de, no
Sí.
es, o sea,
O tuvo la educación para hacerlo,
exacto, exacto.
o
O por lo, pues, o sea, nomás vive en una ciudad donde hay mucha más opción de trabajo de lo que habría en muchas otras regiones y lugares de Colombia.
sí. Pero
Entonces,
entonces, ojalá nos respetemos. Yo aquí tampoco voy a ponerme a denigrar de una persona que piense distinto, porque pues cada uno tendrá sus razones y cada uno tendrá sus razones para creer las cosas que quiera. Em, pero pues si querían saber, no, así, o sea, esa es como la postura nuestra. Ha sido la postura de Dani y mía desde hace mucho tiempo. Yo creo que
ujú,
desde que nos conocemos, nosotros como que
ujú,
votamos muy afín, pero igual nos respetamos muchísimo. Por ejemplo,
sí.
Dani y yo cuando hay época de votaciones de Senado y Cámara, no necesariamente votamos por las
Y
mismas
no es como que
listas.
homogenicemos nuestro voto, porque yo
Sí, no,
creo
no,
que
no,
pues,
no, no, no.
aunque
Incluso,
pensemos igual en
sí,
algunas cosas, eso no significa que pensemos igual en todo
sí,
y que de pronto una persona que tú creas que es la mejor elección para mí no es.
exacto,
Entonces,
sí. Incluso
que
nosotros
en este
no,
caso sí lo es, o sea, y en este caso sí estamos de acuerdo, o digamos que tenemos la misma intención de voto,
sí,
pero yo creo que nosotros sí con eso somos súper respetuosos,
sí, sí, sí.
como
Yo creo que
con el uno y el otro, porque no.
uno puede creer una cosa, pero uno también, nosotros no hablamos mucho, incluso las veces que de los días de votación somos muy, oye, o sea, ve, o sea, tú eres como voy a votar, yo soy voy a votar y llegamos y ya, y siempre intuimos de pronto como hacia mm, qué tendencia tenemos,
Mm.
pero
Pues igual
somos súper
tampoco es como que no
respetuosos.
podamos hablarlo, que yo creo que lo chévere es que siempre lo podemos hablar.
Sí,
O sea, tú siempre me puedes decir como, oye, esta es mi postura y yo te puedo decir, oye, la mía no es esa.
sí,
Y
sí,
también se puede hablar. O yo te
sí,
puedo decir, oye, esa también es la mía y he visto tal cosa y tú me dices, no, yo he visto tal otra y así, pero pues yo creo que es muy sano para nosotros porque sí lo podemos hablar.
sí,
No es como el tema que se toca y entonces esta casa como que explota y
No, 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 no.
no.
No, 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 no.
Ni siquiera cuando no tenemos ideas afines. No solo con política, sino
Sí,
con
no.
muchas cosas.
Sí, no, no, no. Nosotros somos, o sea, se parte desde respeto, porque es que es la única manera, lo único, es como la única forma que uno puede convivir con el otro.
Yeah, sí, es
Y,
que yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pero bueno, no, esos somos nosotros, pues
sí.
cada quien votará a conciencia. Yo no digo más, tampoco trato de disuadir a una persona. Lo único que yo puedo decir desde donde yo estoy es que a mí se me hace casi que físicamente imposible votar por una persona que la he oído decir, o sea, de boca propia, esto no es chismes, no son nada, pero las cosas que le han salido de la boca a ese señor, yo no puedo, o sea, normalmente un presidente tiene que ser como la mejor, o sea, o uno quisiera que representara al mejor de los colombianos, o sea, a las mejores virtudes, a las virtudes más grandes que puede representar un colombiano. Y si a, o sea, si a mí me dicen que eso es ese señor, yo ahí sí ya no sé qué hacer, o sea, yo sí ya digo, no, perdóneme, no sé, no puedo.
Mm.
Y pues que el señor será un empresario exitoso, o sea, perfecto. Pero es que un empresario exitoso no quiere decir que uno es, nosotros acá hablamos mucho de lo que son como personas que pueden servir de modelos a la sociedad. Un empresario exitoso puede ser un trabajador ni el hijo de madre.
Y
Está
puede ser una,
fantástico,
pero y
todo
puede ser
bien.
una persona horrible.
Pero
Es lo
puede ser
mismo
un
que
ser
hablábamos.
humano,
Exacto.
o sea, horroroso. Entonces, pues sí, sí, si ha logrado hacerse toda su plata, pues felicitaciones al señor. Y si el señor paga sus impuestos, felicitaciones. Y si le paga bien a sus trabajadores, pues tampoco le va a decir felicitaciones porque eso es la
Es que
ley.
sí, 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 sí.
Tampoco, es que aquí
Y
estamos pues
pagar los es
convencidos.
que sí, yo creo que también, o sea, pagar los impuestos es lo que toca. Pero
Sí.
pues en este país uno
O sea, el
termina
señor está
diciendo,
diciendo, no,
ay,
yo no
qué
soy
bueno,
tramposo. Pues no, pues
que así
la
debería
mayoría
ser.
de los colombianos tampoco somos y nos toca pagar impuestos y valorizaciones y seguros y de todo pagamos. Entonces nosotros tampoco. Pero, pero no, yo es que no puedo. Yo es que no puedo. La verdad no me da, es de esos momentos en donde uno dice, de pronto, o sea, lo otro será que me conviene a mí dentro de mi casa, a mi cuenta bancaria, a mis hijos, a mi pequeñito círculo,
No,
y
es
uno
que
se
uno
puede
no.
convencer de mil maneras que sí me conviene, sí me conviene. Pero
Pero ¿a
igual
qué
mi conciencia
precio?
no me da,
No, sí,
no me
no.
da, a mí no me da. Como
Además
pa,
es que yo, por lo menos yo, pienso que cuando todos están bien, todo el mundo está mejor. O sea, yo siento que cuando el bienestar es solo para unos pocos,
sí,
no es un bienestar que dure. Y
sí.
no es o sea, no puede ser sano, porque de nuevo se va a abrir más la brecha, eh, va a ser más difícil para los que ya es difícil. Entonces yo sí creo que si todos podemos estar mejor, es ganancia para todos y punto. O
Además,
sea,
yo al final le digo a la gente que tiene, porque hay gente que tiene es como pánico de que Petro suba al poder. Primero ya fue alcalde, entonces esta parte de, y pues como alcalde tuvo sus logros y tuvo sus pifias, eso nadie lo puede negar. Ese yo creo que es cualquier político y cualquier persona que haya estado a cargo de una institución política, pues fue pucha. O sea, seguramente hasta tienen más aciertos, más desaciertos que aciertos. Bueno, aunque yo fui muy fan de Mocus cuando fue alcalde y me encantaba. Pero pues bueno, Mocus después se convirtió en Mocus. Pero em, yo lo que digo es, oiga, sociedad colombiana, dejen que, dejen que este tipo de política pues haga este ejercicio por unos años. ¿Por qué no? O sea, dejen que hay un apoyo tan grande de jóvenes, de una generación de jóvenes en este momento a esa visión de la política y del futuro, pues deje que también ese joven se dé cuenta que no toda política es perfecta. O sea, este ejercicio político también va a tener mil problemas y seguramente Petro no va a poder ejecutar un montón de cosas que está proponiendo. Pero pues deje que esta parte de la sociedad también se dé cuenta que o sea, que no todo es perfecto, que no todo es fácil, que no es que uno prenda un switch y cambió toda la política y entonces ahora todo es equidad y no, esto es súper complejo, pero deje que ese ejercicio pues tome como su curso y miremos. O
Mm.
sea,
Es que
miremos
yo
a ver
creo
qué
que
pasa, deje el susto.
también es muy difícil porque em, con todo esto, o sea, con todas las campañas políticas, se ha vuelto como que la imagen de Petro es como un personaje,
Mm,
y yo diría tanto de un lado para otro, porque lo que tú dices, a uno tampoco se le puede olvidar qué es lo que en realidad es la gobernabilidad que va a tener un presidente. Eso no es como que, porque un lado cree que sube al poder y entonces hace así como Thanos y todo se mejora o todo se empeora. Y eso no es así, o sea, es lo que tú dices. También es importante saber que cuando suba va a haber cosas que sí va a hacer, va a haber cosas que no va a poder hacer. No es como que suba al poder y entonces se abren las tinieblas, que es como lo que mucha gente tiene en la cabeza y es como que se nos olvidó que pues al final es gente, es más gente haciendo política, pero es gente.
Incluso,
Y la gobernabilidad de la gente no es absoluta, o sea, no es como que él venga y de verdad aplauda y todo cambia, ni él ni nadie.
¿no?
Entonces ese miedo es como...
Incluso yo creo que la opción, la única opción que él tiene para que la gente se convenza, y la gente llamo yo como la grandísima mayoría del pueblo colombiano se convenza de los proyectos que él tiene, pues es ejecutándolos y que funcionen.
ujú,
Es porque no va a lograr convencer a nadie si eso no pasa.
ujú,
O sea, el 50% de personas, esas digamos 12 millones de personas que no votaron por él en la primera vuelta, y que no van a ser 12, pero seguramente va a ser un número alto también de personas que no van a votar por él tampoco ahorita, en la segunda. Perdón, no sé si dije en la segunda vuelta al comienzo. Esas 12 que
pero
votaron,
se te entendió, se te entendió.
bueno, eh, toca convencerlas y políticamente se ve que no se van a convencer o ideológicamente, pero por lo menos si ven proyectos y si dicen, oiga, mire, esta zona ahora está mucho más linda, mucho más bonita, mire que están hablando las personas que habitan aquí en esta zona rural de este municipio, mire lo bien que están, mire los ejercicios que se están haciendo para hacer educación accesible, mire cómo están funcionando de bien. Ahí es la única forma que la gente empieza a decir, yo creo, oiga, mire, de pronto sí se podía hacer esto. Lo que pasa es
Mm.
que convencer a las personas a las que ya no les gusta o sea, el personaje que ha sido
Es que eso
Petro,
decía yo, como esa
es muy difícil.
idea ficcional que
Es
se
muy
armó.
difícil.
Mm,
Sí, porque además es un personaje complejo. Petro,
mm.
obviamente es un personaje súper complejo, pero pues no sé. Yo soy de los que digo, a este país toca darle esa oportunidad. Toca darle esa oportunidad. Tenemos que ir sin susto, sin susto, sin susto. Además, yo siempre he dicho, el país es más grande que un ser humano. Es mucho más grande que una persona.
Mm.
Entonces no va, o sea, esto no es ni el acabose, ni el comienzo del fin, ni nada, nada. Las mismas personas que en este momento se entusiasman con él, van a ser las personas, o sea, todos los jóvenes que están diciendo, oiga, Petro, yo no tengo trabajo, ayude, o sea, ayúdeme, oiga, es difícil pagar la educación, ayúdenos. Esas mismas personas no le van a aceptar que no ayude, no sé, no le van a aceptar que se le olvide que fue todo lo que prometió eh, un año y medio en la presidencia, cuando vaya pasado un año y medio en la presidencia. No, el ciudadano dice, yo le di mi voto, le di mi confianza, estoy trabajando, o sea, en la manera en que sea, si ya sea como tributariamente, pero yo estoy poniendo de mi parte para la visión que usted tiene de país, muéstreme que está funcionando y
Mm.
muéstreme cómo me va a impactar a mí. Entonces, hay veces la gente se olvida, no, aquí el pueblo colombiano igual se comporta como un pueblo y un pueblo si se ve que lo traicionan, pues el pueblo no se olvida. Y yo creo que estas generaciones no se van a olvidar. Entonces, toca darle la oportunidad a una persona que haga un ejercicio. A ver, o sea, Colombia no tiene por qué ser la misma vaina y la misma vaina y la misma vaina como ad infinitum. No, no puede ser, no puede ser. Entonces, vamos a ver si es como de las elecciones, pucha, de mi vida, de las que yo siento que ha sido como de las más importantes.
Mm.
Toca ver qué va a pasar.
100%.
Sí, toca ver qué va a pasar. Pero
Em,
bueno, no queremos de nuevo, no queremos
no, o sea, este es un
respeto. Ojalá
espacio
la gente
donde,
nos respete.
exacto, y no, y es un espacio donde, así como nosotros respetamos a todo el mundo, pues quisiéramos recibir lo mismo, no solo hacia nosotros, sino hacia todas las personas que quieran entrar a la conversación del chat, como de
Sí.
cualquier tipo de tema.
Bueno, que sea, lo que le convenga. Ojalá que nos manden lo que le convenga más a Colombia, la verdad. Vamos a ver.
Listo.
Ya.
So I'm going to read some. I'm gonna read some comments.
Yes, please.
Opal Swoon Long was saying, "Hola, Nicolas and Danny and everyone.
Mhm.
Emily Keenan, aka Painting Elk, aka Opal Swoon Long here.
Okay, yeah.
Long time lurker, first time commenting.
Ooh.
Ooh. Trying to get over my virtual shyness. How is everyone?" So I have to say I'm very happy that you decided to comment. We're really happy to have you here.
Yeah,
Apparently for a long time, but now also being part of the comment section. So welcome, Emily, aka Painting Elk, aka Opal Swoon Long.
Yeah. And they are fantastic painters, by the way.
Rex, oh, go ahead.
We are no. We are getting a painting from them that's
Mhm.
pretty amazing. So check them out. If you want to support them, ask them about their painting, prices, everything. So
Alan was saying, I'll be going this week to an exhibit not too far away on
Mhm.
the Ga and Toulouse-Lautrec.
oh, what a
It's-
gift of life.
Yeah, it's at Albi, a small city which is Toulouse-Lautrec birthplace.
Oh, yeah, you were telling us
Apparently,
about that.
the Ga influenced Toulouse-Lautrec.
Well, he was the older one. He was of the older generation. So I think the guy was almost like godlike for those generations of the god. Yeah, he was an enormous figure for those generations of artists. But yeah, we have to check that town out that you told us, Alan. I mean, I adore Toulouse-Lautrec. So I'm going to say Lautrec. I know you make fun of my French that is more French than French, but I'm going to keep it that way. Alan. So I think right now, if we have to assess the painting, we've clearly gone from bottom to top. So it's a very Harry Anderson painting, I would say, in the bottom, maybe, for those of you that like kind of traditional illustration. It does, my God, I've been doing this the whole painting session. I have to glue this brush. So it's very, I feel it's very kind of silky Harry Anderson-like in the bottom. Very abstract, very open, then little moments where I'm paying attention to my drawing. And then it's slowly abstracting itself, which is very nice. I love when it's a gesture that's sort of born upwards from a portrait. It kind of gives it a sense of it being like, it's almost like there's world creation going on, or very dreamlike in the construction. So I really like with that abstraction. What's that? Okay. So I always like that. I'm always a sucker for those compositions. It's very sort of Jacob's Ladder, kind of like this dreamlike, stage that creates all this, everything that goes on that is stemming from that brain. So yeah, I'm very happy. It kind of made sense to start from the bottom and go up. And we'll see how it finishes, but I don't want this to be it's getting a little too grainy. I'm hoping that it can have some of this quality, so I have to not smooth out, but I have to make these shapes a little less scratchy, I feel. So let's see if we can do that better with a larger brush. So let's try to tackle that a little bit better.
Opal Swoonlong, so Emily was saying, "Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. I'm blushing for sure now."
Oh, I'm blushing all the time, so
It's a very cold day, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in here I'm like in my cockpit, so I don't
Yeah, the thing is that my hair is still drying.
Oh, see again, one of
So
those things
it's
that I
like,
don't understand. I can't
yeah.
physically understand.
So, yeah, I'm cold. Darko B
Hmm.
was saying, "I have a question about painting.
Please.
What exercises do you recommend to get better faster? I do understand the concept and where should I go with it, but I lack the experience."
Okay. Um, maybe you're not gonna like my answer. Maybe. But I think that the first thing we have to do is take out this idea of getting there faster. Because this is one of those things that takes time. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're working at it by yourself or if you are going to a workshop and you're being guided. Like, these are things that take time. There's no ifs and or buts about it.
Or shortcuts. There's no
Yeah, it
shortcuts.
just takes time, and we have to be okay with that. You have to be willing to be okay with that. And not just saying, sure, sure, sure. No, I'm patient. I'm going to be patient. I'm not saying that you are the opposite, but it's one of those things that it doesn't benefit from us trying to get there faster. So, um, honestly, I would say not exercises. I mean, you could paint. You could just set something up every day and just paint from life. That would for sure be helpful. And by setting something up, it could be if you set up a still life, a small still life, or if you just look inside your apartment and you decide to paint this corner and then this little part of the room, and then whatever I'm seeing from this window. It could change constantly. Um, but what's important is that you are challenging yourself. You don't get too accustomed to doing like the same sort of exercise every single time. Uh, and I would say that if you can, it's always a little bit easier when you are being guided. So, what I meant by that was like, painting, for example, is hard enough when we have great teachers by our side. So, doing it by yourself is quite difficult. But if you have the opportunity to have like a super good teacher, and maybe it doesn't have to be complete guidance, it could just be like an open studio that maybe they attend to, and you can ask them questions and watch them work. There's a lot of places like that that could help enormously. But so ideally, yes, maybe if you're part of a community that a lot of painters going through the same thing of learning, of sharing information, sharing experiences, that makes it a little bit easier. If you don't feel like you want to do that, or if you don't count with those things where you are in your town, city, or maybe if you don't have the money to do those sort of things, you can always look for demos online where artists usually talk about what they're doing and they are willing to share their knowledge and their experience. Or maybe so it could be like a thing you download, or maybe you can be part of a workshop online. Maybe if that's a little too inaccessible because it tends to be expensive, or I mean there's varying price points, but maybe if you're still thinking like, no, that's a little too much, that's something that I can't really afford right now, it's okay. You could buy some books, maybe. Or like I was saying, you could, there are videos available, for example, in Gumroad that are cheaper than going to a workshop for sure. So you could do that. You could also, like I was saying, you could buy books and then just emulate a bunch of the exercises that are there. If that's a little too steep, you're like, oh, maybe, I just don't have my budget doesn't allow me to get books right now. You could start painting studies from painters. You could start reading a bunch of about other painters that you admire and study the paintings that they did. Try to figure out why they worked. What in their execution made them work, made those paintings effective. Copy them, study them, look at them. There's a bunch of roads that you can take so that you can feel like you're being accompanied in your education, even though you're maybe doing it by yourself. But I think that sense of company is important because we need to have, we need to recognize the direction where we're going towards. The most terrible thing that can happen is for you to put a ton of work in, but it's aimless work. So, you could be working the hardest you've ever worked at trying to get better, but because it's aimless, you're just not going to see results. They're just not going to show up so easily. So, yeah, you wouldn't want that to happen. That could frustrate you tremendously. So, yeah, that's what I would say. If people have like other suggestions, like please.
Better Days 2003.
Mm-hmm.
2000.
Oh, we were talking about
Three?
them
Three?
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2003.
Saying hello again, everyone.
Yeah.
Do you not use Medium?
No, I don't. No, I mean, I try to minimize my use of Medium, and sometimes I do use Medium. Whenever I use Medium, I use a
Look at Medium.
Alkit Medium, as Danny
Yeah.
was yawning over there. And but if I use it, I'll let people know that I'm using it. So today, no Medium today.
And I wanted to know because yesterday we had like 2 hours of conversation
Yeah.
based on Better Days 2003.
His
2003's username, yeah. And I wanted to know the reason of the username, if they can share it with us. I'm intrigued.
So maybe it's as simple as that's the year I was born, and fine, that's totally fine. We can deal with that.
Yeah. Marcelo Peralta was saying, hi everyone. I missed the beginning because of lunchtime, but I'll stick till the end. Looking amazing already, Nicolas.
Thank you.
We're having an absurdly combative election this year here too.
Oof.
Too complicated and sad to talk about here.
Yeah, ours is tough. Very tough one too.
M.A. dice, oh, esa pintura está muy avanzada. Creo que he entrado muy tarde. Saludos a todos.
Pero se puede quedar.
Sí. Sí, no es como, llegué tarde, ¿ya para qué?
Sí, no, ya
pa' qué
acabó.
entro.
No, ya acabó.
Marcelo Peralta was saying, you can watch all the OPL videos. There are hundreds of hours of very informative paintings and advice from Nicolas.
And Daniela.
No, because in the edited videos, well, I was a passive voice there.
There you go. So
let's say.
So
yes.
And Daniela.
Thank you. You're always so
this
nice
is us.
acknowledging the me part.
No, this is always going to be us. It would never exist if it wasn't for the two of us.
So let's see if maybe I skipped by accident again. Any question? Or if you guys have any question that you want to ask to Nicolas or me or both or the chat.
Oof, that's a lot, Danny. That's
please feel welcome to do it.
That was a big offering.
Marcelo Peralta said, yes, Danielita as well. Thank
Daniel
you,
Ira.
Marcelo. Jair Piñero said, I learned a lot of what I know from watching you paint, Nicolas. And Pair Ginero said, same.
Nice.
Um,
Did he change it?
no.
Oh, no.
No, because it's
too
Jair
much.
Piñeros and Jair Piñeros at ink color, which is the Instagram username.
Yeah.
But when it's Jair Piñeros, I read Jair Piñeros. When it's Jair Piñeros in color, I
Yeah.
read Pair Gineros.
That's perfect.
Opal swung long. So Emily was saying, thank you for all the work you did on the edited videos, Danny. They are invaluable. Oh no, thank you for thanking me. No, thank you for acknowledging that. I really enjoyed editing the videos. It was a lot of work, but I really, really enjoyed it. As I enjoy being here in the live streams.
Always.
Better Days 2003 was saying, I decided to start making self-productive changes in my life, but like many things, some things take time, and I'm still making changes. The best change was to pick up a pencil again, and I've been drawing religiously daily for over 4 years now.
That's so good.
So Better Days as a motto, let's say. No?
Yeah. Better days to come. Or I am
Always better days, yeah.
Yeah. That's very nice. Good for you.
Juan Delgado
Sí.
dice, Uribe, pero de los buenos y un corazón.
Pues ojalá y siempre.
Hola, Juan. Lapis Exilis, so Shade, was saying, I wouldn't have started painting every day if not for OPL. So yes, absolutely invaluable. Agreed. You guys are
thank
so
you.
nice.
Okay, you guys are
Yeah.
now being... Yeah, this is uncomfortable now. You made it uncomfortable. Thank you,
Good.
guys.
Thank you, Shade.
Yeah. Now I have to stop the painting abruptly. I'm
Sofía,
done.
Sofía Centurión dice, Olis. Hola, Sofía. ¿Cómo estás? Marcelo Peralta was saying, I decided to try oil painting because of OPL too. It was how I got through the lockdown. Opal swung long. So Emily was saying, I really don't think I would be painting if it weren't for you both. Okay, I'll stop gushing now.
Yeah, okay. Cut the stream short, please. Thank you.
I can feel your
I'm getting warmer.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
like aura in this
Mhm.
moment. I don't know if aura is the
No, that was pretty good.
Pair Ginero said same, Marcelo. Now I have to say that I just have a lot of fun when I have to read Pair Gineros. Well, when I have to say Pair Gineros,
Yeah.
when Jair Piñeros.
Yeah. In my mind, I hear País Llanero, so it's a little weird, but yeah, we could deal with that.
I kind of read as if it was a pair of jeans,
Oh, nice.
Pair Gineros. So, Pair Ginero said, I'm going to keep writing from here because I love how it sounds. Ha ha ha. Yeah, but it sounds like a pair of jeans.
Not to me. To
Pair
me is,
Gineros.
No, País Llanero.
Um,
You know that we always go our separate ways with our
Sí.
brains. Like,
o País Ginero. Ese sería el nombre de una tienda en la calle Miranda,
mhm.
en Sevilla Valle, de donde es mi abuelita y mi papá y mi abuelito.
Sí, siempre nos cuentas.
Sí, pues, pero si hay alguien acá, yo siempre trato de incluir a la gente que de pronto está por primera vez.
Mm.
Entonces, Si
Yo
me
siempre
dejas
soy,
hacer eso,
yo no te, no me pidas permiso, que yo no,
no, ni perdón, ni
sí,
nada.
¿qué es eso?
No,
Usted no me tiene que pedir
pero,
permiso, me hace el
pero,
favor.
pero, sí sería el nombre de una tienda allá. País Jeanero.
Mm.
Venderían buenos jeans a buen precio. Sí.
Y con
Sofía
eso,
Centurión
mm,
dice una pregunta. ¿Prefieren que hablemos en español o en inglés? Me
cualquiera.
confunde un poco, jaja.
Ah,
¿No?
no,
Cualquiera.
Sofía de pronto nos está conociendo, pero no, Sofía, nosotros hacemos como y ya la gente que nos conoce como que entiende que los streams siempre son como bilingües. O
Sí,
sea,
pero acuérdate, creo que Sofía nos dijo ayer que
sí.
estaba viendo otro live mientras salió este, que hace
Mm.
algunas semanas había conocido nuestro canal. Entonces,
Ah, bueno.
pero sí, pero acá nos sentimos cómodos en cualquiera de las dos. Entonces, yo creo que es más con el que Sofía se sienta cómoda,
Exacto.
en ese nos sentimos cómodos. Jair, no, perdón, Pair Gineros dice,
Mm.
a mí me gusta mucho que se puede hablar en los dos aquí.
País llanero.
No, Pair Gineros. Pair Gineros. Javi Gómez dice, hola a todos, hermosa pintura. Yo aquí tomando unos mates en Argentina.
Qué
Pregunta para
bueno.
Nico.
Sí, señor.
Imagino que probaste pintar en madera. ¿Te gusta?
Sí, claro.
¿Recomiendas algún tipo de madera en particular?
No, pero no pinté, pinté en superficies rígidas, más bien digámosle así entonces. Pero yo creo, estoy tratando de pensar si alguna vez pinté en madera, o sea, a lo Renacimiento, pues. Yo creo que no.
Como en tablas así.
Sí, yo creo que no. No, creo que. Ah,
Porque
no,
tú
mentira.
pintaste,
No, en
digamos,
la
la de tu mamá.
exposición.
Sí, pero esa estaba preparada.
Sí, pero es madera. Y
Sí.
eso es que cedro era, ¿no?
Era
¿Eso que
un
se consigue?
ensamblaje entre cedro y, porque eran distintas maderas, acuérdate que tenían colores distintos.
Sí.
Ya les digo,
Gracias,
me
Lindita.
meto a la tienda.
Un
Momento,
momentico.
por favor. Eh, mantener. em, ujú, no. eh,
¿Nos cuentas cómo vas
madera
allá?
maciza. Abrir. Eh, bueno, este se parece un poco.
Sí.
Ay, Dios santo, la página no está disponible.
Bueno, ese se
Pero decía
parecía.
madera acacia. Ensamblaje madera acacia.
Y yo voy a decir que tenía cedro. Me voy a arriesgar a decir que tenía algo de cedro. Mm,
¿Por qué?
por instinto. Sí, por nada más. Sí, sí, pinté en esas.
Mira, es que esta es la acacia. Mira.
No, es que no tenía. No, 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 era más. La casi es como más. Un cafecito frío, pero estas eran mucho más amarillas y
Me encanta
naranjas.
esa descripción de nosotros tan...
Sí, pero no, no, no. Estas eran 100% más,
Mm.
más amarillas y más naranjas, Lindita.
No, pues es que yo en los como remaches que te quedaron, en
Ujú.
los bordes que te quedaron, acuérdate que yo hice tallas. Entonces
Mm,
la tengo acá incluso.
sí. Pero, ¿cómo me fue? Muy bien, muy rico. Es fantástico pintar sobre esas maderas. Lo único que les hice fue prepararlas. Entonces tenían un imprimante acrílico transparente, porque
Ujú.
quería que las pinturas se les viera el grano de la madera. ¿Puedes buscarlas ahí de pronto? Si
¿Qué?
pones Nicolás Ure Nucleus.
Sí, creo que todavía están las
Incluso creo que allá
imágenes.
hay pinturas.
No, no, no. Eso no decía, sino que están las imágenes en la página, como en la retrospectiva de la página. Mira, está esta.
¿Retrospectiva?
Sí, no sé qué estoy
Sí, te
diciendo.
mandaste.
En la página.
Entonces podemos poner o un link o una
Entonces.
imagen.
Podemos poner ambas, si te parece.
Claro.
Entonces, bueno, es que esta no, esta dice... A ver, miremos, un momento, por favor.
Nadie la está apurando, mijita.
Uribe.
Soy yo.
Mm,
Soy yo. Momento que necesito más. Ocre. Se me va a acabar. Dios santo.
Entonces voy a compartir el link de la galería, que hay ahí varias de las imágenes. O sea, a ver, tienen incluso las que ya están vendidas, se puede ver la imagen, tienen una buena imagen.
Sí.
Entonces las voy a poner y voy a poner la imagen de la de los pies.
Sí, la que quieras.
Es que ya bajé la de los pies,
Entonces la de los pies.
por eso dije voy a poner la de los pies.
Salí.
Peluqueado.
Regañado.
A ver, ay, Dios.
¿Qué le pasa a Danielita que allá refunfuña?
¿No? Ay, es que no me deja. A ver. No me lo deja descargar. Sino como web file. O sea, no está descargable, pero si yo hago así,
No, pero te vas a poner a abrir Photoshop.
tú me conoces.
No, sí,
Ya
pero.
está
No,
ya
no, no,
estoy
pero si
abriéndolo.
pones. Si pones Nicolás Uribe Artsy, yo creo que esas están ahí.
A ver.
Más fácil, yo creo.
Pues ya hubiera acabado lo otro, pero
No creo.
a ver. Nope.
¿No?
No, me
My
hiciste
bad.
dar la vuelta.
Hmm.
Sí. Y había ya cerrado Photoshop, pero
Ah,
bueno,
pero pues yo no.
no pasa nada, no pasa nada. A ver,
Yo no le dije que hiciera eso.
a ver. Bueno, igual yo, mientras estoy haciendo esto, yo creo que la gente ya abrió el link que mandé y las vio. Pero pues igual ya voy a terminar de hacerlo, porque ¿qué?
¿Por qué qué? ¿Por
Ay,
qué
Dios.
qué o qué?
Espera, la embarré. Ay, Dios.
O puedes dejar así, lindita, ya.
No, no, no,
Te vas
no.
ahí a descoser tratando de bajar una imagen.
Es coser.
Ujú.
No, listo. File. Save. Pies. Ya voy, ya voy. Pies. Y acá está.
Uh,
Uh, listo. Mm, a ver. Leslie Cavazos Garduño said, I
mm.
also love when I hear my name. I feel famous and starstruck.
What
Ha
name?
ha ha.
Gavazos Carduño?
Or
Lavazos.
Gesli Lavazos Carduño.
Yeah.
So, Marcelo Peralta was saying,
Yes.
I used to really struggle with color.
Yeah.
In that sense, screen print is great because I could experiment a lot and got used to work with a limited palette. When I saw all the no medium Zorn palette paintings in the channel, something clicked in my head and I found a bridge from screen printing to painting.
That's awesome.
I went from 3 or 4 colors screen prints to the 4 color Zorn palette.
That is awesome.
Tom Jordan said, Danny and Nick, what advice would you both have for someone who is self taught and quite isolated geographically and in terms of lack of networking with other artists, for getting themselves quote unquote known and making a living from their art? I paint daily, but I'm unsure where or how to sell my art. Online, galleries, Instagram? Sorry for the cold money related question.
No, no, no. We get asked that actually quite a bit. Um, hmm. Starting a market is one of those things that is quite difficult. I can tell you, I can share with you the way that I started and the decisions that I made. And then we can try and talk a little bit about the current possibilities that are available now that weren't available for somebody like me at the beginning, that may have, that if they were available, they may have changed the way in which I approached starting out. But so I would say that creating a market for yourself has to be one of the most difficult things out there. It's super not easy. And it's not easy because it's a combination of tons of things. Like, you have to be in the quote unquote right place. And the right place usually means that there's going to be enough people looking at your work so that you give yourself like enough of a chance so that, within that big audience that has eyes on your work, the probability of someone then wanting to buy it is going to be high. It's going to be pretty high. So that is difficult. That is tremendously difficult. There's no other way of saying that. That's why, it doesn't happen quite often when you see like super, super successful artists, super successful channels, super successful podcasts, stuff like that, patrons. That's difficult. That's not something that we should take for granted or take as a rule. I think those are just exceptions. Those are just things where everything, kind of like fell in place and it was like right place at the right time. And that's about it. But for the rest of us, we need to work super, super hard to try to find a balance between where we want to show our work, be it digital, only galleries or physical galleries or social media spaces, and what that means, because you don't have to do the same work when you're showing in a physical gallery than when you're showing your work in a social media platform. Social media platforms require you to do a lot of the work that would be done by your, the gallery that would represent you in some way, or the website that is going to act as an intermediary between you and your audience. So, if you are willing to say, okay, I'm going to put in the hours to understand how to do everything myself, how to try to position myself, how to try to sell myself, how to act as my own, gallery space, how to socialize with my audience. If you're okay with doing all that work, great. But you have to be willing to do all that work, because what mostly happens in social media is people that can be super, super talented, and for sure they have the work to show it, to prove it. They're very lazy with their social media account. So all they do is like, hey guys, I finished this painting, it's available, DM me, like send me money. And that doesn't work. Like, I can guarantee you that 100,000% doesn't work. You will be able to sell paintings, but you won't be able to sell them at the pace or at the amount of money that you want them to, at the price point that you want them to, consistently in order to make like a living. So if you want to sell something, and your storefront in many ways is being activated by a social media platform, your approach has to be different. The fact that you are part of a social media platform means that there is this willingness to interact with people, to tell people, you know what, if you were in a gallery, maybe you showed up to my show and I wasn't there. And maybe we would never meet because there would be you would feel like you would have no access to me. And maybe if you saw me when I was at the opening, you wouldn't really feel like I was approachable, or, you wouldn't really come up and say hi. And maybe you did, but, maybe you thought the gallery was a little stuffy and it's not the best of places to try and say hi to somebody. But if you have decided to work on a social media platform, is because you are understanding that means that you are putting yourself out there and that you are opening that door to people. So now people that are going to potentially be your market are your audience, and they are incredibly important. Incredibly, incredibly important. Like, they're not just potential buyers. If you think of them as potential buyers, then I don't think it works either, because you're going to almost like negate the humanity that is behind the person that is saying, oh, I like your work, or, oh, could you, talk to me more about this, or, oh, I don't like your work, or let's have a discussion about this. There's human beings behind keyboards and cell phones and tablets, and you have to acknowledge that. You have to. So if you're not willing to deal with the fact that you're going to have to, again, deal with human beings, then go and search for a gallery, because they're going to do all that work for you. And hopefully they're going to be super diligent about it. And hopefully they're going to, show your work consistently. And, hopefully they're going to use their already existing market and introduce you to that market, and you're going to be able to grow. But sometimes that doesn't happen. I have to be super honest here. And sometimes galleries are not, they don't bend over backwards to try to sell your work, which is really what you need. What you need is a gallery. And when you're starting out, what you need is a gallery that believes in your worth, that likes your work, that believes that there's a relationship that can be, in the longevity of your of this relationship. So they are going to say, hey, this is not just a show. This is the beginning of us creating, this, project together. That is the best of cases, but also that's very difficult to find. Not every single gallery works like that. So I'm super conscious that that's something that's not, readily available for everyone out there. So, but again, if you're going to do it yourself, which I feel it's one of the wonderful things that being an artist today offers to you, that possibility of saying, I'm in control of my own market, of how I socialize it, or, how I put it out there. Like, everything has to pass through me, and I have to be okay with it. And, I don't have to do or paint or say anything that I don't want to, which is wonderful. Which, that liberty is just absolutely wonderful. It's liberating. It's just, it really is something that's nothing in the traditional way of selling work feels like you being able to control those variables. Nothing. It's completely different. So, again, I do feel that it's important to emphasize that if you are choosing to do these things by yourself, you have to start slow. You have to know that it's not going to happen all of a sudden, because it's something that truly takes time, I would concentrate a whole lot more on the product than on the trying to sell it. I am a firm believer that when people like what you're doing, they will follow you wherever. It could be a new platform. It could be just like a strange old website. It could be anything. But when people like what you do, they will follow you. Like I always give this example, but if I heard of a show, if I was in a city that was having a show of Ruprecht, for example, Ruprecht von Kaufmann, and they told me, no, it's actually like a very kind of little show or like underground thing. It's in this little garage. I would be like, that sounds awesome. I don't care where it is. I will show up because I will show up for the people that I like. I will show up and support the people that I like anywhere they are. So, but that doesn't happen if the work is not there. If like the quality and the, discipline of the work is not there. So it's far easier to sell something that is, committed. And I was going to say good, but I don't want to throw good as a way of describing work. But, as something that's genuine and that you've put your heart and soul into, like people will know. People will react to that. People, don't ever think, and I'm not saying that you don't, but don't ever think that your audience doesn't know. They know. They can tell. Like they are intelligent human beings. So, and in the same way, they're not fooled. So if you treat them with respect and they will understand what you do and they'll see the worth in what you do. But you have to put in the time and the effort into making sure that that's visible, that there's no doubt that you're a person that loves doing what you do. So that first, because I think that if you go the other way around, which is also something that a lot of people do, they don't have like, let's say, a product per se, but they already think like they're jumping and skipping hurdles because they're already thinking that it's a great idea and it's going to be massive and it's going to blow up, and they're just ready for when it blows up, and they're frustrated when they realize that it didn't blow up. That's also something that's almost like backwards. Like you have to understand that first things first. Like your work comes first. The quality of your work comes first. And it's going to make all those other doors like open a lot easier, for sure. And then the rest, if you choose to do it yourself, if you choose to do it through a website, consistency, I would say. You just have to be super, super open to the idea of doing this all the time. All the time. Like the more consistent you can be, the better. And that's not easy. Like both Danny and I gave ourselves a 2-year plan initially, partly because we knew that we weren't going to be able to do that exact practice for more than that. Because we are just the two of us, and for two people to just keep that pace going, and
like the crazy amount of content
and the absurd amount of work that went into every single thing that we were putting out, it's too much, way too much, way too much. So we've experienced, I would say, what too much feels like, and we already know our limits. Like we already know, okay, well, we can't do that, but we can concentrate on this. And that's why we shifted to live videos.
Yeah,
live streams.
And that's also why we cut one day.
Yes.
Because at the beginning, we were doing 5 days.
Yeah. And there's weeks where we can do 5 days a week, but...
Yeah, no, but 5 edited videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different workload.
Yeah. I would say it's, for two people, it was just... It was just something that we couldn't maintain, for sure. And you know how you know that it's almost impossible to maintain? because that's why you don't see people doing it. Like
Hmm.
if you look at how many videos teams of, small teams of 2 people or 1 person they do, it's usually something more like 1 video a week,
Hmm.
1 edited video a week, or maybe twice a week, but never, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like almost certainly you will not find people that are willing to put that much work into it. So
Or not that many, let's say, because there are people that do that.
yeah,
But it's
but I would say I'm a big consumer of different sorts of media on YouTube, and it's not super common.
no, no,
Even
no,
like
no.
streamers, they don't stream every single day.
Hmm.
Like, and again, streaming is a little bit easier than editing videos. Like, for sure, people that do streams in Twitch and they do video game stuff, like that's also tough. For no doubt about it. But there's something
But at least,
very very complex about having to edit videos and having them
yes,
theme based
yes,
and
because at least in stream, like when you do a live stream,
yeah.
the conversations flow, so you
Yeah.
don't have to like prepare a topic, as you were saying. But also, you turn off the camera and you are done
Yeah.
with the day. I mean, we have to. You have to take the pictures. I have to ask for the permits. We have to ship. Like there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes always.
Yes.
But when we were editing videos,
Yeah.
we didn't have a working time, like a working horario. I forgot. Schedule, exactly. And that's what was complicated because
It was like what you're trying to say is that it was all the time.
exactly, because there wasn't something that was like, okay, we're done. Because when I posted the video, it's not like, okay, I'm done. It's like, okay, now I have to finish the graphics that I was multitasking for the next video, and I have to do the time lapse for the next video, and Nicolas has to paint. But now that I gave him the video, he has to do the voiceover. So it was like an ongoing and like never ending workload.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very 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 tough. Very very tough. We have to be honest about that. So, what I would say is that you don't have to work that much because for sure there's people out there that don't do this job. They don't do exactly this, amount of work for their own projects, and they can have very successful projects too. So you don't have to, but you do have to work a lot. The work is not just painting something and then hoping that somebody likes it, and then they're gonna again throw money at your face. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. So the quicker you convince yourself that that's the true nature of kind of managing your own business, then the easier it will be to say, okay, I'm up for this. I'm 100% up for this. I can do this. If you're realizing that you're not up for that, that's fine. Like, go maybe check out your local galleries and have like honest talks with the people that are in charge. Talk to other artists that are a part of those galleries. See how their experience has been for them. And that can be, the start. That can be a start. And it's also going to be a slow start. It doesn't just blow up and then the gallery tells you, oh my God, these, 3 paintings that you gave us for this group show, we sold them instantly. And people are asking if you can do, 50 more. No, I mean, that's great if it would happen like that, but it doesn't quite happen like that. So chances are you have to be patient and you have to say, okay, this is not like a thing that tomorrow morning I'm going to be super well known and people are going to be begging me to sell them, my work. No, it's going to take time. So be patient, choose wisely which path is probably best suited for you, to your personality, and then be, consistent about it, regardless of what path you choose, because I don't think the path is the one that will guarantee you anything. There's no real guarantees, to be honest. But what you can do is think that the path has that whatever path you choose is coherent with who you are, with your sensibility, with the work that you're going to do, with how comfortable you are with talking to the people that are in charge of that work, of socializing that work, of showing that work, or of creating a market for your work. So there's going to be a lot there that has to be thought of. But again, there's no bad decisions there. There are only wrong ones when you are trying to be a painter that you're not, when you're trying to do something that you don't feel comfortable. So choose wisely in that sense. And yeah, but I would say first thing first, concentrate on your own work. Like you can do all the other things well, and if your work is not good, then there's nothing to sell and nothing to convince people with. So first things always first. Just take care of your work.
Yes, and I wanted to say that I think that if you nurture your social media, you can be doing that even if you take the gallery route.
Yeah, also, sure.
Yes, because I think that can also benefit the galleries opening
Sure.
The doors for you, because it's not like you say, okay, I want the gallery route, and then you go to the first gallery and they just say, yeah, when do you want the show? So I think that if you can do both, if maybe you're interested in the gallery route, because it's not as easy to get a gallery to want to show someone's work that easily. I think I said that easily like 10 times, but
No.
I think it's good if you keep uploading your work and showing your work, and whatever that means, because we were also talking about how showing progress in your Instagram or in your social media is also super appealing for people. Like, they want to see you work, whatever that means. If you want to show like the finished work, or if you want to show process of what you're working on, I think that helps you start growing like an amount of people that are interested in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be beneficial also, even if you decide the gallery route. So Gaby Perez.
Hopefully that was okay for the person asking.
What? What I said, or
no,
everything?
No.
Oh, okay, I was like, no, but I don't think it.
No, what we both were saying, because it's
Okay.
it's a very tough question. It's a very, very tough question. And what has worked for us and what worked for me in the past may not be something that people are willing to either go through or to, put the hours into, or may not be possibilities that are available to them where they live. So yeah, but hopefully we said enough to, give you an idea of the things that you should be paying attention to and willing to do, regardless of what path is the one that you choose.
Pair Gineros
Mm-hmm.
dice, tengo que irme, muchachos, pero como siempre un gusto estar aquí y esta pintura es una de mis favoritas. Si no hubiera perdido mi trabajo me encantaría comprarla. Y
No.
Jair Piñeros dice chao.
Pues
A Pair.
sí, a los dos. Bueno, nuevas posibilidades se abrirán seguramente. Toca seguir ahí buscando como con consistencia, y si ese trabajo pues no era el que era para uno, pues ya no importa. Toca seguir adelante y otro se abrirá.
Opal Swoonlong, so Emily, was saying, I don't know how you did it for so long. My mind reels. And Gaby Pérez dice, hola, paso a decir que esa nariz y la sombra slash pestaña está preciosa. Y
Gracias, mi Gaby.
un emoji llorando y un corazón. Y dice, por eso los youtubers que hacen videos todos los días, tipo PewDiePie, tienen editores, si no es imposible.
Sí,
Sí,
es una
pues igual
cosa-
yo editaba, pero es que yo creo que es muy distinto tener un video de 30 minutos y volverlo uno de 7, 6, 5,
Sí.
2, lo que sea, a tener un video de 4 horas, que además es de una pintura, entonces que hay que hacerle corrección de color, que hay que hacerle o sea, yo creo que así uno tuviera editor, es como súper...
Pero Gaby, ¿PewDiePie tiene editores? Yo creo que no. O sea, estoy siendo súper ingenuo. No es como él y la esposa, novia y ya.
No, he has. I
Yeah?
mean, I googled, and you can even see the name of the editor. So it says Sieve editor. Sieve Morton started his channel, blah blah blah. Sieve is PewDiePie editor. He edit videos of PewDiePie and Mr. Beast gaming channel video.
Oh, wow. So that's, yeah. So he edits for two very, very big. Well, the biggest one, and yeah, Mr. Beast is also enormous. So
Well, and when I googled, there's video. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's from PewDiePie, and it says my response to my editors. So,
okay, no. Because his videos have like such
because
a
it says two editors.
okay.
So he has two, Brad and Sieve.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. I was like, because his videos have such a kind of lo-fi look to them. Like they're always so simple.
Yeah, but I think that that's like the aesthetic that he wants.
Yeah.
But when people have editors, they just ask them to keep that. It's like, you've seen how I edit my videos. Now just keep that.
I'm guessing he has to like in the end approve of everything.
Maybe he checks them before they upload
Yeah.
them.
He probably has to approve every single thing. It's like no. Or maybe he tells him, "Hey, I thought this was funny, so put this in, or emphasize this, or."
Marciel was saying hi, you too. Nicolas, a question.
Yes, please.
At your last workshop, did you do any finished demo that you can show?
Oh, but because of the nature of the work, yeah, I painted every day, every
Mhm.
single day, every exercise that, and we were doing sometimes more than one exercise a day. So we did a ton of painting. Like Danny and the people that went to the workshop can attest to that.
Mhm.
But, sometimes, when in workshops, I just don't think about posting, to be honest. And this was, it wouldn't have been the first time that I don't post anything.
Mhm.
And this was just, in this particular workshop, it was one of those where it made sense to not post anything
Exactly.
also. So no, I did a bunch of paintings that I really liked. Some people took those paintings with them. So
Mhm.
maybe they can show the paintings at some point. I don't know. But no, I didn't take photos of anything, and I didn't. Yeah, and I wasn't planning on showing them. I don't know. It's a me thing. That's something that I've always kind of done with workshops where it makes sense to not be like, I don't know, it's like my mindset is very different, so I'm not thinking that much about posting when I do
Mhm.
stuff like that. And I know you're saying it just for the sharing part of it, just curiosity. But yeah, it's how I've been doing it for a long time. So, but yes, I painted quite a lot.
Your mom was saying, "Good afternoon, wonderful painting."
Good afternoon, Olguita.
Hi,
Very formal.
Olguita. How are you?
Very formal, Olguita.
Thumb Jordan said, "Thank you both so much for giving such a comprehensive answer. Warms my heart. Patience, a realistic mindset, and consistency are my biggest takeaways."
Yes.
Anthony Davis said, "Can we show the reference for this?" So we usually now don't share the references on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What?
I think it looks super nice.
What?
The painting. So
Itself. Yeah, by itself. Yeah.
I like the painting quite a lot.
And the reference, it's me sleeping in the sofa.
Danny, I think it looks like Dan. I think it's one of those where I'm very proud because I think it looks
100%
exactly
me.
like you. I think it's so you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very simple image that maybe we can just look at the painting. And I know people never like when I say these things, but maybe we can just look at the painting and, hopefully appreciate the painting for what it is. I'm not saying that when people ask for reference, that they wouldn't appreciate the painting. But again, it's like one of the things that I like to do. I like to, if I want to concentrate on the painting, I try not to see so much of it as just a translation of reference. So hopefully people understand.
Luca Guadaño dice, "No, llegué súper tarde, muy linda la pintura.
Sí,
el pelo
Luca.
está increíble."
Sí, joven Guadaño.
Sí.
Guadaño.
Lo que pasa, Luca, es que como hoy transmitimos temprano, la única manera de enterarse, ¿cuál sería, Nicolás?
Pues la que Luca no utilizó, que es
la campanita.
Oprimir la campanita en nuestra página.
Oprimir suena.
Espichar entonces.
Sí. Darle
pulsar,
clic a la campanita.
Clica la campanita.
No clica, solo dice Per.
Clica la campana. Sí, toca darle clic a esa campanita y tener notificaciones de YouTube. ¿Cómo se dice? Habilitadas.
Dice, sí, tengo la campanita.
No,
jaja.
Entonces no.
Entonces tenía el celular en silencio.
Sí, no, Luca Giordano. Luca
Guadaño.
Así no se puede.
Marcial was saying, "I just wondered if your painting would be more focused or loose when painting with a crowd." I have to say, as an observer,
yes, please, Danny.
I think it's the same painting. I don't think it's like it changes a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I mean, I know it's harder in the workshops because you have to paint and go around and talk and like answer any question there is. But I do think that you can sense a painting that you do in a workshop in the same way you can identify the ones you do here. Like there's not like a huge difference. I think they are quite similar. Yeah,
the only thing I would say changes just because of the nature of a workshop is that I always feel that they're not paying me to just sit down and paint. So I also have to walk around and talk to people and be aware of what they're doing. And
but it's not like that translates in a very different painting.
No. What would happen inevitably is that you don't get to work on your painting as much as you would like to.
Yeah.
But I think that's, if you're in a workshop, that's what you want. You don't want your teacher just sitting there painting for themselves and then that's it. Because if you wanted a demo, that's a demo. You would have paid for a demo. But if you want a workshop, you want your teacher also, you want to feel that your teacher or the person that is giving the workshop is working with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think they may speak about less time in the session. What you were trying to say?
maybe a little bit.
Because I don't think they feel that different. I mean, again, I know you have a shorter amount of time because of the things you have to do while teaching.
Yeah.
But you can see one of those paintings and one of the paintings you would do out of the workshop, and you would know they're painted from you. It's not like, wow,
Yeah.
is this what he paints in a workshop? No.
Yeah, that would I'm always like very conscious of thinking like, if people want to see you work, you can't just suck at working, with people around and trust me, this is as difficult as working with people around.
Or maybe, I mean, you're even
It's
more uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
You're
It's
in an angle, you can't step back to see
No,
it.
no. And you are like, don't get me wrong. I am conscious that there's people watching right now.
Hmm.
I am super conscious of that. So, there's, there's nothing that's easier about saying, "Hey, I'm just going to sit and paint." No, because you're being recorded. People are watching. You know that whatever mistake you do is there for everyone to see. So, you can't really hide anywhere. So, I don't know. It's very very similar. Or I would say that both manners of working eventually teach you how to be very comfortable with who you are. So,
Mhm.
but I would definitely say that it's not that one of those options is not significantly easier than the other, for sure.
MA dice, disculpen, ¿no pueden crear algún tipo de alerta de cuándo comenzarán? A mí tampoco me sonó la campanita y una carita sonriendo llorando.
Pero entonces yo creo que no nos suena la campana, es porque no hemos habilitado no tienen algo que no está dejando que YouTube los notifique. O sea, tienen apagadas las notificaciones de YouTube en algún como nivel. Pero no es porque nosotros podamos hacer más, porque no, la verdad, no podemos hacer más de lo que ya hacemos. O sea, hay veces lo que hacíamos era como decir en Instagram, como, hey, estamos en vivo o vamos a estar en vivo,
Ujú,
pero la verdad, o sea, podemos hacer eso, si quieren podemos tratar de ser como juiciosos con eso,
ujú.
pero les voy a decir, yo hay veces veo cuánta gente, por ejemplo, da clic a un link que uno pone cuando uno pone una historia en Instagram para que vayan al en vivo, digamos.
Ujú.
Muy poquita.
Pues sí, es que además es muy chistoso porque pasa muchas veces que uno dice, bueno, entonces pongámoslo en Instagram. Y después alguien dice como, ay, no, no me salió su historia en Instagram.
Sí.
Entonces, como que siempre es, no sé, siempre va a
Sí,
ser
por lo que...
complicado. Por eso siempre decimos que la manera más fácil es con lo de la campanita, porque tanto Nicolás como yo en nuestras cuentas personales pues estamos suscritos a nuestro canal, tenemos la campanita y podemos ver como la campanita cuando nos llega
Sí.
y por eso dijimos como listo, esa es la manera de pronto más sencilla, pero pues sí podríamos tratarlo de el Instagram.
Sí, pero es lo que tú dices. Uno hay veces dice, ay, la puse en Instagram, entonces la gente la va a ver.
Y la gente es
Y,
como, no,
y
no,
es
no
como,
tengo Instagram,
yo no, o no, o es como, no, yo tengo Instagram, pero ustedes no me
no me
salen en mis
salen.
historias.
Sí.
Porque así es Instagram. O sea, Instagram es una mamera. Entonces, la verdad, lo más fácil es la campanita. Es como, si les somos sinceros, es como lo más sencillo de todo.
Catherine was
Yeah, because I'm
saying,
about to end, I feel.
okay.
So,
Catherine was saying, hello everyone. I joined a bit later today, but what an amazing bundle of hair. I have a title suggestion for this one.
oh, please.
Flame. If you
Oh.
stayed in this direction, of course.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. The only thing that would that would stop me from that one is that there's a Jorge Gonzalez graphic novel
sí.
that's called La
La
Flamme.
Flamme.
La Flamme.
Iba a decir La Flama.
Yeah, that is so good. So I almost feel like I would be thinking about that with this one. But let's see. Torch?
What was
Torch?
the name I gave at the beginning?
I forget. Daniel Ira, sorry.
I forget too.
Yeah. I don't feel bad. I don't feel too bad because you forgot also. So
I don't feel bad at all because I say a lot of.
Torch? Would you be okay with Torch?
I don't care. Yeah,
I
would
don't
be.
care. Yeah.
I don't
oh
care.
my god.
No,
that's
no.
like the worst.
No, it's like, why wouldn't I be okay with it?
Oh, because I wanted to run it through you.
Oh no, now I feel bad.
Yeah, terrible.
I like Torch, but
Okay.
no, yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Because I'm guessing
Torch is a good one.
what I was hoping it was to say, synonym from what Catherine was it?
Yeah.
Catherine was suggesting. So
Yeah, Catherine said Torch is super.
okay. So I think we're good.
Shade was saying furnace.
Yeah, furnace was the word that we were looking for, but let's go with torch. I feel.
Thank you everyone for joining us
Yes.
today.
Yes.
For your company, for your comments, for your
Go
presence
for it, Danny. Oh, presents. Nice.
in our hearts.
Oh, okay, you went with that.
Thank you everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Remember, if you don't want to miss the live stream,
Yeah.
ring the bell.
Yeah.
Please
And
do.
if this is your first time in the channel, we always put up these paintings for sale.
Yes, we have
That
a
is,
webpage.
we are not supported by anyone different from the extremely generous people that not only buy our paintings but also subsidize the work that we put into making them for the people that are not able to afford a painting or wouldn't be able to afford let's say a patron or a subscription where it would be a sort of paywall for a bunch of these videos. So we try to always have them available for everyone, and the only way we can do that is because we can count with generous people like all of you out there. So so that's it. If you want to check our storefront / website, it's ourpaintedlives.com. It's super easy. So that's about it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
No, I was just typing. Like, this painting would be available soon at our storefront. And
Oh
the
yeah, you got to
storefront-
give me like 15 minutes.
Yes. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.